Wonder if this is on. Dude. Yo. This is pretty cool. Okay. Hello, everybody. I've been wanting to stream for quite a while now, and I'm doing it today. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? I hope you can. Okay, cool. So, I've been wanting to stream for quite a while now. When I hit 100K, I wanted to do live stream, but I wasn't home. So, I just decided today to do it because, I wanted to get this out before December or something. I'm doing this on my MacBook Pro, forgive me, so it might not the webcam might look like kinda like ass, but, whatever, but I got surgery recently on my mouth, so I can't really do anything besides, I guess, streaming. Um, I guess it would be cool just to talk to you guys, every so once in a while. Uh, Maybe I'll plan, like, streaming times or whatever. Yeah, I went to the dentist. Microwave webcam quality, I know. Like, I don't know if you can see it, like I'll show you guys, like you can see, like, my gum. They, like, put this, like, putty on it. Basically, I got, gum they put, like my gums are receding, so they, like, put some more gums on it for my palate. Very painful process, I will be honest with you. But yeah, I've been wanting to stream for quite a while now. There's a lot of things that I'd like to talk about and also just, like, answer questions for anyone that wants to, send me in chat. I'm willing to have conversations. I'll be here for a minute. I don't have anywhere to go because I can't really go out, do any physical activity, unfortunately. I think I will try and, live stream maybe, like, once a week or every so often so that, we can, I don't know, do something interesting with this channel. I'd like to do I'd like to at least live stream every so once in a while. Streams are very unexpected but welcome. I know, yeah. I've been wanting to stream for quite a while now, but I was like, "Oh, I need to get, like, a whole, like," because the only thing I have is a MacBook Pro, which is what I'm using, and I've always been using this. Uh, and I do have, like, my camera I record myself on, which is this little, like, Sony guy, but I don't have I don't have that kind of money to be buying a whole PC yet. At some point I will, but, um, I don't know when that'll happen. So someone says, "Every time I DM this guy about his pieces, he be on some BS gatekeeping." Uh, I get so many DMs about people asking me questions in referral to what I'm wearing, and it's also really difficult to even just identify certain pieces that I'm wearing just because Yoji's Yoji and everything's just the same, so it's not necessarily the, biggest or easiest way to identify certain pieces. Like, I mean, I could be like, "It's Yoji." It's most likely Yoji. Anything that I wear is most likely Yoji. There are some one-off pieces that I do have that aren't Yoji, but for the most part, like, I would say most of it is going to be Yoji. Is a camera thrifted? Do I own any Walmarts? I don't. I also, like, got out of the shower recently, so, like, my hair is very, flat and bulbous. This is what it looks like when I shampoo. Where did I get the attack tee? That's definitely not that's something I will never say unless you know. It's not worth purchasing, I'll be honest with you. I got it secondhand a while ago. Yoji maxing. Looking at his surroundings, I'd say the entire room costs 100K minimum. I would like you to know that most of these pieces in my wardrobe are used. and some of them were gifted to me, so it's all random miscellaneous. I got that, like, as a gift, this transparent speaker. It's also never buy that, that thing sucks, like, you could buy so many other things for $1,000, it's not worth it. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but, like, the side of my face is, like, kinda puffy because it hurts, but do I have any plans for Christmas? I don't. I usually don't do anything for Christmas, at all. Where to opium drip. My next haircut, so I do plan. I know a lot of people were questioning why I even, like, cut my hair to begin with, but there was a plan, there was a mission involved with that, like, it wasn't thoughtless when I was cutting my hair, it was more in referral to me being able to make videos about how to grow out your hair. My hair's It's pretty long now, I mean, it's getting quite annoying, and I would like to at least cut it at some point, which I'm going to, but I wanted to make a video to help people understand how to get the right haircuts and then just grow their how they would grow their hair out, because it's such a simple process, and there was a plan, that's my mission, and then we would just go from, as my hair gets longer, I would just, again, showcase the haircuts that I get and what I ask for. The back is already, like, look at that. It's already, like, touching my shoulders once again. It was, like, up to, like, my jawline here, now it's, like, down to my back. Uh, yeah, there's a plan, there's a mission always. I am not gonna do buzz cut. Got a buzz cut because of the clickbait. Never get buzz cuts, it's never worth it. Let the back grow out, the spikes look good. Yeah, I do plan on it. That Karen haircut, yeah. I don't think I'd look good with Edgar. Where's that this so okay, I get a lot of questions about this long necklace, this guy. This is from Degs and Sal, it's not Yoji, actually. So, like I've mentioned, most of my stuff is Yoji, but not all of it, which this is a great example of it not being Yoji. Um, these 2 pieces are Yoji, but this isn't. From Degs and Sal. Haircuts provide identity crisis. What's my hair care routine? I've already done uh I've already done a video about that. I do plan on making another one at some point just because it's kind of changed a little bit, but yeah. The haircut goes crazy, but do you miss the old cut? It looked okay, you disregarding the maintenance. The maintenance was really annoying, I will be honest with you. The long hair would I'd get acne, like, on whatever touched the long hair because of, like, it was, and I would get acne on my face, so, like, I don't my skin looks okay, my it look the webcam's really bad, but, like, my skin's very clear now. I don't know if it's because of the long hair, but I'm gonna assume it's the long hair that was giving me acne because it was touching my face. I know my forehead, like, the hair touches my forehead, but I don't really get that much acne on my forehead anyways, so I don't know. Why do you mostly dress in black and never tried out more vibrant colors? I used to dress in vibrant colors, but I think black is very lazy and very modest, and I think that represents me a lot, and that's why I wear black. I mean, there's a lot of other reasonings of why I wear black, but it's mostly because I just enjoy the shapelessness of it. Color, you tend to see kind of shape and figure a lot more compared to wearing black, you know? Will you ever beard max? I don't think I can grow a beard, like, at all. What do you think about the state of fashion in Russia? I've never seen the state of fashion in Russia. Do I plan on streaming regularly? Well, if no one cares about my webcam until I can upgrade it, like, later, I don't know if we can raise the funds for that at some point, but, uh, sure, I mean, I don't mind. I had wanted to do, like, a I don't see, that's the thing, it's very rough 4K content. The rough thing about, like, myself is I like to try and do the best I can with, quality. I don't really like, kind of making things, ugly, like bad content, I guess you could say. So it's kind of rough, and I feel like I'm in a Zoom meeting with my class. It feels weird, but I think at some point I definitely will upgrade, and I also don't have the best lighting thing because this is the only window I have in my room. I don't know if turning on my light bulb from across the room will help, but yeah. Neck maxing neck maxing, bro. Trying not to hate. What do you mean neck maxing? It's a little small. The damn cam. I hope you fed top lane regularly. Weasels in here. That's crazy. Why does 720 look I'm gonna be honest with you, it's the webcam. It's really bad. Architecture pod one. Yeah, I do fold my wait, what Yoji wools? Oh, like down here? I have like some Yoji stuff, like wool sweaters down there that I do. Do you only stay in your room besides going out? Yeah, for the most part. I don't really adventure outside too much unless I have to, because I'm mostly editing or filming stuff or gaming. That's pretty much all I'm doing. With the short hair, it doesn't really match your jaw. What do you mean? Also, like, my hair's tucked back because of the headphones, like, that's the only reason. Gotta connect the cam to the laptop, broski. Can you do that? Wait, Imma be honest with you, I'm quite unintelligent when it comes to, like, electronics. Can you actually? Yeah, I'm on my MacBook camera. It's like a FaceTiming a scene girl in 2011. I will figure out I actually didn't think my MacBook could handle, like, streaming, but, I've been proven wrong once again. Yeah, I feel like, I will definitely dedicate a scheduling process to doing this. That's what you do? Mr. Fashion Roadman. Brother, okay, I will figure that out because I don't again, I'm saying I'm very illiterate when it comes to technology, specifically streaming. I don't know. Like, literally don't know. I will acknowledge that I'm very illiterate when it comes to, streaming stuff. Literally was asking my friends how does one stream on YouTube or Twitch or anything. I was just curious, I was just testing this out to see, like, the, how this worked, and I guess it's just you just literally just stream, it's just instant, so drop your letterbox account? I don't have one of those. How do you maintain facial hair? I don't really like having facial hair, Imma be honest with you. I just got into fashion and got Carhartt work jackets for around 300. Is that good? I think anyone in chat would probably tell you, what I'm thinking. Do you want me to like, or should I keep it at 16 unlike? It's at 71 likes now. Do you trim or shave your facial hair? I trim it. I use an electric shaver. Fave movie. Do you think there's any clothing companies from Uniqlo that are capable of producing high quality synthetic fibers? Not that I know of, no. I have a square face. I guess so. What are those aesthetic headphones you're using? They're the Porta Pros. I've had these for 3 years now. I use them mostly for editing. It's mostly right now I'm using them to hear, like, if the my microphone's working, but, when I take them off, then you can see, like, my hair, but I also would need, like, a lighting setup, to even kind of do anything, because I don't have, like, good lighting in here. Like, the only thing I have is this window, so did you know thoughts on archive? What's your last concert you've been to? I actually don't remember. Archive Bershka? Bershka is also a fast fashion company. It's like a UK fast fashion, like Jade in London. Do you have a long backlog of fashionable art attire you would like to acquire? Not really. I mean, yeah, not really. Where do you like where do you like to purchase jewelry from? Yoji? What's up, Monopoly? I'm not entirely sure how streams work, but I will do my best to keep up with chat. Um, Stream games. See, the thing is, I wish I could stream, but I'm on a MacBook Pro, so all I can really do is interact and kind of just chat at the moment. But hopefully, at some point, I can upgrade when I get more money and then like actually start streaming better. Uh, what item of clothing would you recommend a person who's thinking of getting into wearing clothes? So recently, I actually just released a podcast episode on Patreon today, and then I went on to this. But I was referring to most people's journey into fashion usually tends to be entry level streetwear. And I think the reason why I even say it's entry level is because a lot of the pieces tend to be very reasonable in terms of price point compared to most designer items, which tends to be more expensive. Because I could never imagine myself at the age that I got into like Supreme, which was 18, reselling specifically. Um, I couldn't imagine spending more than 60 bucks on a t-shirt back in that time frame. But like if I wanted to get into Yoji or Vetmonts or RAF, like you'd be spending upwards of a few $100s, and that's like unreasonable. And you get into like streetwear usually for the most part just because it's more attainable, it's more reasonable, and it's usually easier to get your hands onto. And you kind of continue your journey upwards. But for the most part, I'd like to say, just in general, there's a lot of buzzwords with fashion. I mean, timeless wardrobes, right? And, all the other buzzwords that I could probably be off the top of my dome instantly right now. But for the most part, I would like to say buy into minimalism. And I think that's the best thing that anyone can really get into. Just minimal wear, minimal clothes. Usually that tends to be very interchangeable with most wardrobes. It can be color, it can be a lack of color, doesn't matter, it just depends on what you're happy with and what you're comfortable with, and then you grow from that point on moving forward. But you want to develop first into minimalism. I totally think that's a great foundation to build any wardrobe into anyways. What is the most you'd spend on a shirt now that you've evolved into fashion elitist? Um, Bro's still in his room. I'm always in my room. Huh, what is the most like, it depends on a t-shirt or a button down. Capsule wardrobe. Do you think you have a capsule wardrobe? Definitely not. I think capsule wardrobes tend to be more sophisticated. My wardrobe isn't as that sophisticated as you think. It's not. I look like Sean Lennon. Sean Lennon actually said I look like him. So weirdly enough, because his best friend said I look like him. What fashion? I don't watch any fashion YouTubers. I like to try. It's like I think it's like preference. I just genuinely don't. want to try and consume fashion content, because it clouds the mind. I'm outside your house right now, can I come in? I don't live in a house, I live in an apartment. Thoughts on Heidi? Hetty? No thoughts. It doesn't fit me. You know what Fashionliest looks like? A Roblox avatar. How many Fortnite? I haven't played Fortnite in a minute. Do you know any budget ring brand that isn't boring? No, I don't. I think for the most part, like, most things tend to be more expensive, especially with just accessories, and that's kind of, like, the roughest thing, just in general. How do I like my coffee? I usually do pour overs. Am I filming this on a microwave? It's more authentic this way. It's more relatable because I don't have, like, a good camera. My go-to cologne. Okay, so I am making, a fragrance video, but the one fragrance that I recently got, right? If I can grab it. Oh man, this is like one of my favorite fragrances right now. It's from Toscavat and it's called Empty Wishes Well. This is like my personal fragrance that I wear all the time now, besides another fragrance that I do wear, but this is like usually my go-to fragrance that I really, really enjoy. Um, I don't even know how to describe the smell. It smells like like a I don't know, like rainfall. I don't know, like pennies and rainfall. I don't know. That is false. I don't wear archive jewelry. This is an Italy brand that I got gifted, as well as this bracelet. It's from Degs and Sal. It's like recycled sterling silver. I'm not gatekeeping. Well, I don't care to gatekeep fragrances. I enjoy sharing my fragrances with others. There's this other brand called Photogenics, and this for a minute was my this was filled up to the brim. Usually fragrances take a while to kind of like go down, but this was God, I love this smell. This was my personal fragrance for a minute, and now it's the Toscavat fragrance. But I'll toss this on when it's like more cloudy outside. And it's called Photogenics, and this is, I believe, hashish. I know how to pronounce hashish. I used to call it hashish. Someone said it was hashish. Um, but this fragrance is so good. It is a very, I would say, dark and aromatic. The projection on this is pretty well if you do 2 sprays, and it's a really great smell. Their other fragrances are really good too. I have another one of them that they sent me over a while ago that I also really do enjoy, but I would definitely recommend checking those 2 out if possible. Um, we got the Buzzball cologne. Hello, hashish is the German name of a drug. I think that's the referral to the thing. I'm low key gooning right now. No edging in live stream. No edging in chat, please. So I've tried Jazz Club before, but Jazz Club smells horrible on me. Where can you find a good scarf? Any tips for starting a clothing brand nowadays? I do like Fireplace. Fireplace is really good. When the rain stops. Is that a fragrance? Is this the giving birth stream? Favorite dinosaur? I've never smelled Issei's fragrances before. Yeah, Jazz Club is pretty. I mean, By the Fireplace is a really good fragrance, but I can't wear it because I have like these other fragrances that are more niche. I am making a video about fragrances for this next video that I do plan on releasing at some point until my cheek goes down from it being so inflamed. I will then make that video, but I'm gonna try and release it before Christmas if I can. I'm gonna be talking about some niche fragrances, niche fragrance brands that I really like, to hopefully help people out, trying to find something more personal. Am I in a relationship? No. Riz tips, yeah, I'm the worst person for that. Any good cheap fragrances that you know of? Define cheap. Define cheap, because everyone has a different definition of what cheap is. CDG fragrances. I know the concrete is like a popular one that one of my friends wears quite often. It's whatever. Denying our love is crazy. Can you make a quick left turn alpha male content for a bit and make an apology video? Cheap, less than $100. Probably Margiela, like replica. I think you can get like a 30 ml for $80. What exactly do you ask for the hair ask for at the hair salon? So I've made videos about this. I will be making a video soon when I get a haircut, but it's all about getting your hair layered and textured on the top. Usually you want to keep the back long. You don't want to get any of this cut because as you can see here, this is like all this length is from that's the side of my hair. So you want to keep that long, but the top is the main issue, usually main issue problem for a lot of people. Right now my hair is quite flat because I did shampoo today. There's not much volume, but I do prefer it like this. But you do need to get the top layered and textured. I mean, that's usually what's recommended, and that's always what I, talk about. Do I mew? I'm too old to mew. Usually mewing is just correcting your tongue posture. So, if you're a mouth breather, when you sleep, that's not great. All about the frame. Do you splurge on your glasses or any eyeglasses shapes you prefer? I mean, I've had the same glasses for 8 years, so I've never given these up. Do you have I do use hairstyling products every so often. It just depends, really. I just right now, what I currently have in my hair is just sea salt spray from OA. So, I'm gonna try alright, guys. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn on the top headlights that I have, but I don't think that's gonna make the lighting any better. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Oh, this actually looks a tad bit better. This looks a lot better now. Um, still not great. It's like still very toaster-esque, but what can I do? Due to your sinuses, I know. Usually when it's like cold out, I usually get a like a stuffy nose. I also I was sick not too long ago. Where can you Yeah, always usually an online retailer. It's usually how it is. Well, guys, this is how it's gonna be for a minute or so, unless I buy something new. I think you can tell that like my right side here is more like what do they call it? What is it called when you let's say someone punched you in the face and it gets like puffy. What's the word? Someone no, watch guys, it's not dirty. Swollen. There we go. See, look, I cleaned my camera. It's still not great. Yeah, this is like swollen. Like you can tell. Like if you look at my left side to my right, it's very swollen. Yeah. You see that? Like dude, holy crap. Yeah. Yep, the right side's really swollen. Yeah, I went to the dentist, so I got, like, gum replacement. That's what happened. Did I win a fight? I don't get into fights. I haven't been in a f I've never been in a fight before, because I don't usually put myself into moments that I get into fights. I recommend that with everybody, stay away from trying to fight people. You're looking like John Lennon core. It's the hair. There's not much I could do about it till I grow it back out. 6 feet. Are you gonna sell out and do mindless sponsorships? Dude, if it pays rent, I might have to. I'm only doing sponsorships that I'm cool with. Like, for example, I got reached out by BetterHelp to do sponsorship, and I was like, "Nah." I know BetterHelp has a lot of, like, controversy with them. Um, so, yeah, that's the issue. How's rent in NYC? So, to be completely transparent with chat here and live, I pay 1,500 for my rent, which, YouTube me doing YouTube does pay for. I mean, ads are just an extra when I do, like, sponsorships and stuff, it helps me out a lot, but by any means, I'm not making a lot of money, I'm not making crazy money. I do also sell clothes too as well, like, on my Instagram, and that kinda does help a lot, but that's mostly what I do is YouTube's, like, full time. 15K and he's low-key just be sleeping in one room. Yeah, I have pretty much everything in my room. You'll see, like, my setup if I'm ever talking, but yeah, 1,500 is not bad. No, it's not. A video on outfits from movies? I have no reason to do that, like, does Patreon help? Yeah, Patreon helps. I just do it because I don't wanna put my podcasts, like, when I talk about stuff on any other platform. Like, I like it being separated when I do stuff, and I think it's just better there in general. Don't you have to make 8 times the rent to live in NYC, if I'm not mistaken? Yes, but I have 3 roommates. One of them's never here, and the other 2 one of them usually is here, and then the other one is usually at work most of the time, so I'm kind of the only guy that's mostly at home editing and doing work, or if I leave, but yeah, if you get roommates, you can easily get to that 80 times of annual rent. But yeah, 1,500 sounds terrible, LOL, but I live in a country in Kansas in a house. I mean, yeah, there's benefits to living elsewhere, like, if I move back to LA right now, I could probably live in downtown for how much I'm spending or a little bit more and getting a loft, and it'd be quite sweet, but then you would need a vehicle. I don't have a vehicle. I don't wanna buy one. So, yeah. Yeah, dude, in Atlanta, I was looking at, like, places in Atlanta or, like, Texas, like, you get a sweet place for 1,500 or, like, more, which is insane. What advice do you have for a fashion YouTuber? Um, None. Just make fa I don't know, like, just don't do pickup videos, don't make your whole personality pickup videos, it's what everyone else does is and it's not a good format that works anymore, I don't think. Uh, the format that works now is, like, I don't even know, like, I just like giving out my opinions and making silly videos about my, thoughts and stuff, and I also do, like, hair care stuff, like, I'm not just subjugated to one thing, because I have different hobbies. Like, fragrances are fun for me. I like talking about my hair. I still need to do skincare routine. Jeez. Um, Fashion content kinda patched. What's up from Mexico? I am growing out my hair. You Everyone will understand when I make that video about the hair. You know what I mean? What do I do for a living? I do this for a living. I make I do YouTube videos for a living. For a while, I was, selling clothes mostly to make rent and stuff, but, uh, thank you to everybody that watches any of my content. It helps me out a lot. Plan on doing often streams. I guess if everyone likes and enjoys talking to me, then sure. I don't mind. I've been wanting to do streams more, but I wanted to do it when it was more professional, but now I feel like it doesn't really matter. I enjoy it being more kind of low maintenance. I think it's funnier to watch me in 380p, 144p, I don't know. I must be making bank. Not really. I make enough to pay rent, my food, and the gym, and have a little bit of money on the side for coffee or when I wanna go out, but I'm not making a livable, like, not a crazy livable wage, but the benefit of what I'm doing is I sit at home and edit, I guess, and do whatever I wanna do in my meantime, but yeah, read No Longer Human. I've been wanting to do that. I've been wanting to read books, but kinda sucks, yeah. Casual streams are more realistic than a professional setup. I guess so, yeah. I do wanna read that book, though. Like, what books do you read? I actually have a I have a few books behind me that I've read, but this book was interesting. It was called The Consistency Formula. It's by Susie Sung. I read this book. It's very small. It's a small read. And I read this during my travels in, what do you call it? When I was on the trains and stuff. It was a pretty interesting book. It's very short. I bought it because I saw it and I was like, this seems interesting. The book I was trying to read was The Conquest of Happiness. Um, I'm not depressed, I swear. I just like whenever I find books that like I gravitate towards, I'm like, "Oh, this looks interesting." This was one of the books that I've been trying to read. There's also this other book called The Philosophy Cure. Again, it just somewhat interested me, and I did read a little bit of it, and then I just tapped out at some point, and I think that's my problem is that, like, I just end up tapping out because then I'll, like, hang out with friends, and I'd rather hang out with friends than just reading a book alone. Do I listen to 100 Gex? I don't. Did you read I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream? No, I have never read that book. Would I ever model? I could never model. I'm not, model material. I might be the height for modeling, but, like, the size I am, by I could not model. Plus the thing like, dude, okay, Imma be this is off I'm not reading any questions yet, but the thing about modeling, like, and I'm gonna get serious here, it sucks. Modeling sucks. It's glorified in the industry. It is the most glorified job that I've ever seen in my life, in terms of fashion. In the fashion industry, it's the most glorified job. There are models that will, like, post on TikTok or post on Instagram Reels or on YouTube or whatever about, like, how I modeled for Dior or whatever, but that's your one time, your one moment you get. That is it, and they don't pay you. They don't pay you well, they don't pay livable wage whatsoever. It usually is really, really balls. Um, the industry is really horrible too as well. You always feel replaceable. There's always someone better, and if you don't fit the standards that they're looking for, you will be replaced. Um, People are just really crazy in terms of, a lot of the agencies will be like, "You need to lose more weight," or "You need to look this certain way," or, like, "You need to do all these things." So it's like, if you're able to handle criticism about your body, I guess you're good there, but in terms of money, it's a glorified job that makes really no money. And a lot of the times, the way they pay you is by, they'll be like, "The pay is $1,000." This happened to my friend because my friend's, works with an agency, a modeling agency, and he was like, they'll tell you the pay is like $2,000 or whatever, but then they trick you and when you go and finish the job, they're like, "It's $2,000 in merchandise," or it's $1,000 and then another $1,000 in merchandise, and then you get paid every 2 to 3 months. That's when they pay you. So you constantly have to do gigs so that it continues to rack up money. It just is not a good it's not a good job to try and get into. It's not worth being involved in modeling. It's cool for the sake of it, like, "Oh, I modeled for insert whatever," or "I did runway," like, you get bragging rights, but so what? Who cares? Like, congrats on doing that, but, like, it doesn't lead anywhere usually. During Paris Fashion Week, like, all these Fashion Week stuff, like, sometimes they'll most of the time, they'll make the models pay for the flights, and the way they pay you is by, exposure. It's like it's insane almost, so I don't know. Modeling just isn't what it is, and I think a lot of people fall for the glimpse of it. The only time you make a lot of money is if you're a supermodel, but most people aren't gonna be supermodels. Where can I get David has a 5-minute delay. We need a tattoo tour. Probably wouldn't do that. I mean, the only tattoo most people can see is this one. I do have some on my arm, but I do try and hide most of my things. I don't really like it's for me, you know? Don't wanna show off my stuff. I'm sure at some point I'll talk about it. Would you get piercings? I'd have piercings. I have this nose piercing here, as you can see, and then I have my ears pierced. You seem like a midtown type of guy. I live in Brooklyn. I got my glasses from Warby Parker, but they don't make them anymore, so GG's. Tokyo 7. Been there, was kinda balls, not gonna lie, didn't really like the curation. I've wiped my camera. It's just my camera. My camera's just bad. We're doing it's this is Y2K core, so how do you deal with being ugly if you were ugly? I think a lot of the times people are so focused on looks so much that it detours them from being confident. And I think for the most part, I think most people are looking for people with personality. I've met a lot of attractive people that don't have a personality, and it makes them unattractive. Like, I don't care how good someone looks. If you don't have a personality, like, I'm not going to like you. And I think that just might be my own personal opinion, but, like, I've met so many attractive people, and they're all, like, just ugly to me because they have no personality. It just stays surface level. There's nothing more to them than just their looks. And it's because they never had to live with having a personality because the validation they get from looking good. Like, there is pretty privilege. There's all these different things that you get from being attractive. If you never have to work for it in your life, you wouldn't have to you don't have to change anything. You just continue to be how you are, you know? Confidence work Confidence works best when you're average. Yes, I will say that. If you're really ugly, like, it's a hard life to live, I think. Septum piercings, generic on men, I think. Male manipulator probably wouldn't get it. What about good looking people have a personality? How does one cope with the fact that these people exist? I mean, it shouldn't be a comparison, right? You are yourself, and I think you have to realize that you yourself are interesting in your own manner, in your own right, and there's so many different things that makes you different from even me, that might you might do things better than me, like, you might be able to talk to people more than I can, publicly, I don't know. You might be more funny than I am, because 'cause I'm definitely not funny. Uh, but I have to be Sigma. If I were to write a book about your life, what would you name it? Except Fashion Elitist. What would you write it? angsty. I don't know. When I was in high school, I used to be very there's a word for this. I blink out on words a lot of the times when I'm talking. I used to be very I was gonna say agnostic. What's the word? What's the word when you don't care about anybody or anything? Apathy. I was very apathetic. I was very apathetic in high school. Big shocker, right? Big shocker. Huge shocker. No one would ever know that. But in high school, I was very apathetic, and I just grew up very just not caring about generally anything. I was not emo. I hung out with a lot of people. I was, like, friends with a lot of people. A lot of people knew who I was. I think the word is egotistical. I was a stupid kid, I will be honest with you. I was a class clown, believe it or not. I was, constantly going to I was getting in trouble a lot of the times. There was a moment in my life I almost got expelled from high school, actually, um, for being in the wrong crowd, I'd say. It wasn't even my fault, like, I wasn't even doing anything. But yeah, I became very nonchalant. I have a lot of different things, when I was in high school, a lot of interesting stories, but I don't know. 500K on dinner with Yoji. Nihilistic. I'm not that nihilistic. Not an alt. I hate you. I appreciate the hate, friend. Where did you originally live? No problem, homie. Wh Where did you originally live, state-wise? I lived in Los Angeles. That's where I used to live. Have I been in college? I used to go to college for nursing. Tips on getting a good jawline. Usually weight, if you lose weight, but if you're already skinny, then it's just what you're born with, so it's genetic, and it's usually genetics. I'd agree with Emmy here, or M. Tabby sneakers, don't really like them. My hair is kinda curly, so it's fucked up most of the time when I try to grow it longer. The answer is the gym. Thanks for putting yourself out there. How do you feel about your future when you were in college for nursing? Dang, do we wanna get into my lore? The JQ lore? Uh, well, I think I had a pretty interesting, what do you want your target demographic to be? Not today. Okay, if no one wants to hear my lore, I won't talk about it. If I lose my wardrobe, I'm a Dark Souls fan. Alright, drop the lore. Okay, well, alright, it'll get deep. It's gonna get crazy parasocial because I think during college was kind of the worst time of my life, I'd say, partially. When I went to college, I was a kid who didn't really care about too much, and very stupid kid, I'd say, especially in high school. But when I was doing the SAT, my mind was immediately, I'm gonna go to community college. I'm gonna become a nurse. I'm gonna get all my gonna go to community college for me to get all my prereqs done because I didn't need to go to uni for nursing. All I needed to do was get my prereqs done and move forward into getting into a program for 2 years to get my BA. That was a plan. So I bombed my SAT, didn't care about it. I didn't care about school too much because I knew I was going to community college. I get into community college. Um, at this point, I end up losing a lot of my high school friends because I was starting to become very uninterested with a lot of the relationships that I developed in my high school friend group, and I realized a lot of them were stupid and would get me in trouble. And there's some lore about like some of my other friends that I had in there that I cared about that ended up One of them ended up going to jail because of freaking idiots, what they used to do. Um, Cared about that guy a lot, went to jail for drunk driving. Just not in a good group of people that I was around. They were entertaining though, but definitely not worth being around too often. But as I went to college, I lost a lot of my high school friends. I mean, I think most people do. It's like a normal thing. What is your passive? My passive is being nonchalant. Uh, but anyways, boohoo. Anyways, I went to college. I was in a class for English, and this is when I got like when I developed a love for philosophy and psychology was because of my English teacher. There's some lore between me and this guy. Long story short, he was tweaking out because I found out that he was having sex with one of my classmates who was 18 or 19 at the time, and he was like 30 something, which he could have gotten fired for. And he threatened me to, like, fight me, and I was, like, so confused on what to do in that moment, so it was, like, a lot of complications, and I got really sad because he was, like, kind of bombing me on a lot of my quizzes and stuff, uh, for English because I needed English to finish most of my prereqs. Now, people might be questioning how I ended up finding out, like, that he was hooking up with one of my classmates, and when when I was in class with this teacher, he was really into philosophy, psychology, and he made us write a lot of papers about psychology and philosophy. And I kind of was one of the students that he felt uh, he liked me a lot in the sense of he saw himself in me, and that's what he told me. And he was talking about, like, he would always try and make me go, and he would invite me to, like, parties that he'd have with all the students in our like, usually in our classrooms, and it was really weird to me that, like, a professor was this open to trying to get, like, pretty much out of high school kids to go and party with him. It was weird, and I always denied it because I always thought it was strange, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good, like, I'm chill," and he would still try and, like, lend out a hand to, like, try and be, like, a friend to me and, like, everyone else in the classroom. I used to call them his dick riders, which I would always classify these, like, certain people in his, like, groupie that he had, which is super strange. That's how you pass, bro. Like, I got A's and B's on my classes, except at the very end of, like, my semester when it all got really muddy was because he, uh he ended up finding out that, like, I knew that he had sex with one of his classmates, which also one of my classmates, sorry. FY, he also had a girlfriend who uh was one of his students that had, like, finished his class. He was dating her at the time that he did that, so then he technically was cheating on this girl with this other girl. Very convoluted, but he thought I was going to tell everybody else unless I don't know, like, it was so crazy. It's a very long story. I might, like, get into that into another stream, like, that whole story is insane. The guy was 31. Stop lying, you made a Doom stream before I saw you. I did make a stream. I'll talk about that another time. Like, that whole story is, like it's a very long story, but I got out of it unscathed. He still works at that school, though. He was a weird guy. It was a weird guy, but he's the one who definitely triggered me to get really involved in, philosophy and psychology, like a deep passion for it, because that's what I was writing most of the time with, like, all my essays. Unfortunately, he still works at that school, and I'm assuming he's still doing the same things he was doing. He was a good teacher. He was a really good teacher. Unfortunately, he was the hardest teacher to take. He was known for failing a lot of students, and he was he you would go to that teacher if you wanted to learn. Is basically what I have to say. He is a weirdo, though. Is that why you're a weirdo now? I say he definitely contributed to me being weird. But again, I had a personality even before I went into that. but I definitely had a life change or shift when after all that, which was like the philosophy and psychology parts of what was interesting for me. Now, moving forward, if you guys want to hear that story, I'll talk about it after I finish the community college story. But as I was going into community college, just came here to say you fell off in case you needed that. I appreciate that. I'm not gonna leak. Yeah, I can't leak the school. I mean, it's. I don't think it really even matters. I'm not going to that school anymore. Yes, I'm gonna let my hair get longer. Yeah. I think my hair personally, subjectively, and I think everyone think no, actually objectively, I think my hair looks a lot better longer. I'm just gonna be honest. I did finish my okay, let me continue my story with college. You gotta save the future students. I could have reported him to to I just decided not to, and it's because I got fear-mongered, and I didn't know any better at the time because I was kinda young, and I didn't know how college worked really, and I was just like, "It's not worth me losing my getting a bad grade and failing out of my last English class that I needed for my prereqs. It just wasn't worth it for me." So I was really nonchalant about it, and I was just like, "Whatever, like, as long as I pass, bro, I don't care." But yeah, it's way too late to report. I think at the time when, because he got my phone number somehow from a friend or something, and or not a friend of mine, but, like, someone in the class gave him my phone number, and he, like, texted me threatening me after my last final for the class. Like, messaged me, was like, "Come to BJ's," which is basically, it's just like a restaurant. He's like, "Come to BJ's. I don't deserve to be taking this shit from someone like you at your age, uh, talking about wanting to, like, talk to me in person." It was strange. Like, why would me as a 19-year-old want to go and confront a 30-year-old, like, over something that's that crazy? Like, I was good, I was good. So I just left it alone. I remember telling my parents because it was, like, quite hectic. My mom was just like, "Just leave it alone, it's not worth it," and I was like, "Alright." So I left it alone. I never went out of my way to try and, go and, do all that. It wasn't worth it. Philosophy enjoyers are always insane. Yeah, I know. But I'll talk about that story after I answer the question that someone asked me about my community college days when I went to college. But when I was in college, I think a lot of the times, I think most people in here can relate, but I was very aimless with what I was doing. I was only doing something I was somewhat interested in. And I think a lot of people go into college usually not really knowing what they want to do. It's kind of like, I kind of know I like this, but I don't really know if I want to get into this. So you just continue to do your prereqs. You have to, like, finish your general education stuff, and you try and hopefully figure out something. But um that's a person's plot. Did he by any chance bronze age pervert? Is it better to get into college later in life knowing what you want to do? I really do think, like, when you get out of high school at, like, 18, you're still young and you lack a lot of life experience. I'm by no any means a intellectual human being at all. I'm still quite young my age, even though I feel old. But I think it's very difficult to consider if I maybe had taken a break for a year, would I have been in a different place? I don't know. But when I was in college and I was getting all my prereqs done, I remember my last class was taking, anatomy. That was my last prereq I needed to finish, and I was done with all my generals. I actually my one general that I had to finish was, stats, which was I was waiting to do that because I suck at math. And as I finished as I was going into anatomy, after the first exam, I flunked, like, bad, and I remember sitting there, and I call my parents, and I'm like, "I can't do this. I can't do college because Anatomy is so hard. Anatomy is all about memorization, all the bones. It was intense. And I had learned that I was in a class that the only class that was offered for anatomy was accelerated. So it was like insanity. It was like you had to like know all the bones in the body within the first month. And like on top of that, you were doing all this other homework for like other classes. And I just couldn't do it. And I remember calling my parents, and my parents were just like, this was my dad's response was like, well, maybe if you can't do college, just go to the army. Like absolutely no support from my family. It was just like basically what that told me was like you're too stupid for college. Like the only thing you could do is go into the army, go into the military. And it was like I just remember hanging up and I was like, like I can't do college. Like there's no way. Um yeah, anatomy is insane, but then as I dropped out of the class, I finished my other classes, then COVID hits. COVID was occurring kind of. It was like in the brink slightly when I was in college, but COVID hit to the point where we had to like get out of classes because I was taking stats like as I was taking only one class and I was also going to work. I ended up getting a job and I've always had jobs usually throughout college. And I could talk about those, but I have a lot of job experience. But when I was in I was working at a movie theater at the time, while I was going to stats, and COVID hit. So around, yeah, March 2020. It was when COVID, like I remember I went to my stats class and my professor was like, "Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be coming in next week." And I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "I think they're gonna have everyone stay at home. It's gonna be a lockdown." And I was like, "So then what's gonna happen with stats?" And lo and behold, everyone, like all the colleges shut down, all the campuses shut down, no one could go. And I was doing classes online for stats. And of course, everyone was cheating in their like their exams and stuff. And my professor knew that, and he was like, "All you guys are really lucky, and all you guys are gonna probably pass with an A." And that's what ended up happening. But at that point on, I couldn't get any of my bio classes that I needed because I was gonna do anatomy online, and I couldn't get any of my science classes. So I was stuck. And soon enough, like jobs started, giving everyone unemployment, and I was kind of aimless with my journey into, I guess, my real life. And soon I turned 21 and I was kind of sitting in during COVID and didn't know what to do. I was like 22, I think. And that's kind of when I started doing some fashion content stuff. I just started posting aimlessly on TikTok. I wanted to do YouTube, but I thought the smarter move was to market on TikTok on short form content and then hopefully move my audience over to YouTube. But that didn't that didn't work. That's not how that works. I'm 25 right now. So I've been doing content for that's not true. 3 years. I don't remember when I started doing I think I started at 22. Yeah. I started at 22 when I started making content. But the army would have probably stunted your fashion sense. Yeah, there was no way I was gonna go into the army. I mean, it was definitely a thought in mind just because I didn't know what else to do. But yeah, it was rough. Yeah, but I think I do really think that people like after high school should just kind of take a year off and like reassess like who they are and what they want to do. I definitely think I would have benefited off that, getting a job and just working every day to realize that you don't want to be working under somebody. Most of the time when I was working at the movie theater, I remember being in that, and the only thing that I ever felt was this immense amount of dread knowing that I was working for someone else and that it was a waste of time. And I always felt like I was wasting my time, and like the paychecks come in and taxes take out most of your money and you're just like left with, wow, I did 34 hours this week and I only made like $180, $200, like nothing. And you had no free time to do whatever you wanted. Like, it was just going to work. Like, it sucked. I felt the same way when I went to college this year. Favorite compound lift? Rack pulls. I enjoy rack pulls. It's so like n- whenever I would enter my college campus, you can feel the anxiety, the depression, the immense amount of dread in the air. It's very unsettling. I hate college. I support anyone that goes to college. You guys are troopers. Like, you're smarter than me. I would say you're more you're more you're more ambitious than I am. Like, you're insane. Like, going to college is crazy. And if you and like the thing is, like, even when people pass, like when people get their degree, it's just another Tuesday when you graduate. And it's back to what are you doing with your life? Is the question that always gets referred to. You become a weekend warrior. You live for the weekend. Everything becomes habitual. It's a consistency that's mundane. Life becomes you become so detached from your job. You don't know what you're doing anymore. It's horrible. They're just more motivated and disciplined. That's what it really is about. I agree. College is all about who has the best memorization. And most people don't even remember half of the stuff that they like studied. Studying is about memorization. If you have the best memorization, you're good. Like, college is built for you. If you don't know how to memorize well, you're going to flunk. And that's just kind of how it always is. Every day is certainly manial. What? What's the point of anything? Great question. Existential crisis coming. True, it's like saying a lot of people die before they hit their grave. It's true. I think a lot of the times there's a lot of people that are just walking husks of nothingness. Very vacuous nature people tend to have. They drink to forget. They drink to feel something somewhat. And I think it's worst of all when you have to be under the influence to really touch your emotions, to feel like you are yourself. You know what I mean? I think that's the scariest thing when you start to realize that the only time that you feel like you have a personality is when you're drunk or when you're the under the influence under like some type of drug. That's dangerous. And it's really sad. Like, I've seen people like that. How does one achieve true freedom and happiness? I don't think you were the space, TBH. I'm getting depressed now. Can we talk about something fun? I don't know. This is like these are conversations I tend to have with people, like, and I always find them really interesting, and I'm glad I can talk to you guys about it. Bro's becoming a philosophy channel. I mean, the thing is, like, I would love to talk about stuff like this, but um, I don't think I would only do that on stream, and then someone can record me and put me under like some really sad music. Talk about your favorite types of cats. Black cats are cool. Do I collect vinyl? I do have a few old vinyl stuff from my dad that he passed on to me. Had a quite bad day today, JQ. Thanks for the stream. I'm sorry, bro. Why don't you do philosophy times fashion collaboration? I'd like to think that a lot of my ideas are involved with my own takes on the philosophy that I have with fashion. Of course, it's not going to be so deep and profound because it's not necessarily sad, but it's usually my thoughts on what I'm seeing, traditionally speaking, in the scene of fashion. What music do I listen to? I do have in my link tree, I do have my Spotify linked on that. So if you feel free to check out the music I do listen to. Why so much dark colored fits? Because it matches my personality. Trying to stay alive. I will tell you, anyone who's working right now watching this, I commend you fully. Back I've I've worked about 13 jobs in my past time that I've done, and I think the biggest thing that I remember, especially being in working working an actual job that was with people, it's very difficult, and I think anyone that's in food oh my gosh, working in food is insane. Like, anything that's food related or, like, even in it's like, I used to work at Hollister. I'm sorry, I also worked at Paxson at some point too as well. Those are the worst places, those suck. Like, you sit and you stand, you don't do anything. You're just there, aimless. You have time to think, right? And you sit and you think with your thoughts. That's when it gets too real. It's really depressing working until you get into I like to call it the workflow is where you end up learning how to turn off your brain where you don't have to think anymore and you just action. And that's the most depressing. Like when you get involved in that, it's the worst. I remember getting pants from Olive Clothing after you mentioned before, and they're best slacks I've ever bought. Yeah, Olive Clothing makes some good stuff. Uh, Working retail made me nihilistic and hateful to everyone around me. I think it's the customer's fault most of the time. I think when you work a job, you end up hating people more and you learn how stupid people are. I'm stupid too, but like it's a whole different level. It's insane. Hey, I'm a teenager who's just looking to change his life for good. I came across your channel a while ago and I just have to thank you. I've been feeling stuck for a long time, but you helped me. I'm not entirely sure how I helped you, but however I however I did that, I'm glad I was able to do anything for anybody. Do not take or ask for any advice ever. Depends on if you feel like you always have the best advice to give yourself. I don't watch streams, but you should do this more often. If people don't care about the camera quality, then I might do streaming more often, but I'd like to upgrade at some point. I don't know how YouTube works with whatever. I need to hit like I was looking at I'm gonna build like I want to build a PC and it's like about I think 2200 with the parts that I was looking at. I have a few friends that have been recommending me some stuff and I think it'll be just better in general and I do want to stream. The camera quality makes stream better. But this is so Y2K, bro. I think I'll try and learn how to I can build one under 2K. I personally won't build the PC. I'm not gonna build it. I'm illiterate when it comes to electronics. So I have a few friends that know how to build PCs. Vintage 360p. I prefer this camera quality. I like your channel, but don't just talk about what's trending or the guilts and glamour of fashion. You also talk about the hidden truths of the industry, which is much needed. Thank you. Goodbye, JQ. See you later, Nautica. I can't gritty. Facebook Market is goaded for PC components. Yeah, but I want to put on a business card. Like if I pay with my business credit card, then I could write it off because it's a business expense. That's why. Bro, you need to build your PC yourself. It's super fun, surprisingly doable. You just watch some videos. If it's that easy, then yeah, I'll try it out. Surprised of people how often people find an excuse to not know how to build PC. YouTube is a good source for that stuff. I thought it was like intricate, but I guess I guess it's not that hard. Bro, build your PC yourself. It's low key easy. How to cope with packages getting stolen. Hi dad, when are you coming back from getting milk? I posted the other day. Do PC build stream? That'd be horrible. I don't think that'd be much fun. Is fashion as you get older and amalgamation of how you dressed and whatnot in the past? When do you reach the point where your fashion stops evolving? That's a great question. Um, I kinda referenced that into my Patreon video my Patreon podcast conversation. I talked about me falling out of love with fashion. Um, dude, all I need is, like, a light. This looks worse. Someone texted me, what 2 words would you use to describe me?" Um, everyone give me words. Give me words. Give me a word for funny. Nonchalant. Nonchalant, okay. I think nonchalant. What's zesty? Comical, amusing, balding. I think zesty, or I think amusing. I think amusing's good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bounce the camera. It doesn't work. I mean, the only oh, wait. Wait, hold up. I think I have a way to, like I don't think it's gonna make the stream any better, but I think I have dude, streaming is so fun. I don't know why people are so afraid of doing it. Dude, would you guys hate me if I said I played League? Obscure? No, my camera has been I've wiped my camera. It's not. So my friend wait. I know this turns on. Whoa. Yo, this is clutch. Hold up. I don't know if this works better. I need to like place this on something. Like over here. Wait. Is this the brightest it gets? So it's like this little thing. I guess it would have to be like here. I don't think this changes anything, right? It just makes it this does nothing. I will unsubscribe now. The only reason I want to play other games like Doom. Yeah, you can see the light in my it has to be like this does nothing for like the stream at all. Unless it's like here, right? Death Stranding, haven't played that. I used to play Warzone a lot. Doom Eternal, yeah, I do wanna again, when I get that PC, I will get Doom Eternal. Okay, so I would use that softbox that I had, but the thing is it doesn't fit in my room. That's kinda like the main issue. Don't play games, explore nature. I played Warzone when it first came out. What role in League? I'm not gonna talk about League. League's dangerous to talk about. Play COD. How do you feel pulling 300 viewers streaming on a microwave? I feel is 300 viewers like good? Like I don't know if this is like a good ratio. I don't know if like I don't know. I don't know. Yes, of course. 300 is above average. Dude, the more the merrier. I like to talk to people. I think it's fun to chat with people. Most people have 0 viewers, so yes. For YouTube, it's good. 300 for first time is good. We are on a microwave. I saw Drew Joyner on the street today. Hi, I'm late. Hello, Igloo. Consistent 100 is good. I've watched Arcane, yeah. Not bad ratio, nobody watching. You have 100K subs, you pull 100. Yeah, it's chill. Most have 20 to 40. For an unplanned YouTube stream, I'd say it's pretty good. Dude, I'd love to do like more streams with people. Um, I didn't know anyone would care. I do love talking about stuff. I missed you, Jordan, being in Denver. I don't know if I should talk about other YouTubers on stream. I just don't like anyone that makes trend videos personally. Like that's all I really have to say. I don't like anyone that makes trend videos. I feel like I feel like it's more interesting when people have an opinion about other things or adding to fashion in terms of conversation. I think it's more interesting. You took a long break from not talking about depression. Dude, I can always talk about like um so many different things. It depends on so okay, this is to get to know me a little bit better. If you ask me the right question, we will get into a conversation that revolves around something fun. It can be. But if you ask me about something depressing, which I don't think most people know about my life too much, like it's all different. It's all determined on what I end up talking about. But I'm totally open to answering any questions. How tall are you? You look pretty tall. I'm I am 5'8", 5'7". Okay, back on depression. What are the right questions? It's all depending on what chat asks. Top 3 books of all time. Ham on Rye. I don't The Myth of Sisyphus was good. I remember reading that. Yo, JQ got more of those leather bags. We only ever sold 5, and that's where we're gonna do it. As someone becomes more involved in fashion, do you believe they are expressing their true selves or conforming more to high fashion standards, possibly making masking their true identity? Wow, Saint Moose, as someone who becomes involved in fashion, do you believe they are expressing their true nature, their true selves? I'm gonna pin this message. Okay, so this is a question. This is what Saint Moose says. If anyone wants to leave their own opinion about what he has to say there, please do that. But it's a great question, I think. I appreciate the conversation, Saint Moose. I will pin comments that I'm answering from now on because I didn't know I could do this. Put user and hide. Dude, this is cool. Okay. I like that I can interact with like chat like this is sick. That's a great question, man. Becomes more involved in fashion. I think when you get like the thing is like I mentioned this before, when you start getting more involved in fashion, you start evolving with your likes become more niche, I'd like to say. And that's what a lot of the times people will say is when you become more unique, which tends to be more niche brands or like companies, you become more personalized, right? Because it's niche. It's not seen often. And I would say that it does conform almost to the high fashion standards of what high fashion is. Usually high fashion is more niche and more particular with specific taste. But if I would compare this to music, right? You can like certain brands, I mean certain bands, and there's genres that are more niche that like I don't like rave music, but there's people that like rave music. I like house and electronic is that's cool, but there's different genres of different things, and depending on how niche you get is it's different, and I think if you form your identity around one thing, I think it can be a problem. Sign crush motorists. But I don't think you lose I don't think you mask your true identity because then we could say the same thing about people that just go into thrifting and have a hatred for high fashion, that they don't want to get into high fashion because they don't wanna be subjugated by buying high-end designer and stuff. It's like there would never be high design high fashion without entry level fashion or streetwear, right? You need two sides. And I think with that, like it just depends on why the person's doing what they're doing with their style, right? Because I would say people are conforming to the more high fashion standard by getting into Rick Owens and just staying subjugated there sometimes. And I think you know who I'm talking about specifically is what I'm referencing is the opium style. Anyone that calls them style opium, like, is it their true identity or is it something that they're involving themselves because they liked Cardi? You know what I mean? And it's the influence is not coming from themselves, it's coming from someone else. But in my most recent video, walking naked on the streets, being your whole personality about one thing is always not a good thing. I agree. I think making anything your personality is not great. But identity is a whole different, like a whole different thing, right? Because I can make my personality liking black clothes or Yoji or whatever. But that's not all I have to talk about. I think it's different, but masking their true identity, it's definitely I think that's a very, like, opinionated thing, and you would never really know unless the person is honest with themselves and with others. It's a really hard question to for me to even talk about. True, chat is filled with LARPing gym bros. Dude, I appreciate anyone that goes to the gym. I think that as the world is today, we are slowly losing our identities bit by bit. For example, if I'm from Spain and it's very normal to see trends from other countries become more important than ours. Yeah, I think there's a more I think this question is hitting for me for the most part. It's not even high fashion standards, but I think it's more of just the trend standards in general. We see the trend cycle appearing more quickly. It's very fast with what's trending, what's not, and everyone's so quick to try and become fashion leaders, is what they call them, so that they can become ahead of the curve. And I think it's very difficult to really just have an identity if you're always chasing a dream. It's chimerical. It's a chimerical dream we're chasing. It's not something you can relatively be ahead of the curve of unless you created it, right? I don't even like fashion, just watch the vids because of JQ. I appreciate it. Sodium sodium enjoyer, trend cycle. You're literally an older version of me, RL. How can I show you a pic of what I look like? Through DMs probably. Did Drew greet you like in his intros? Drew, what it do? It's nice to meet you. Huh? Did Drew greet me? What do you mean? You want to come off as a Dark Vader level 100 fashion guy. I mean, my username is Fashion Elitist. It's like it's satirical. Um, you could say it's my identity even, but for me, it's like it's a joke. It's funny that I dress like in all black, right? It's ironic. It's very ironic. I'm getting into color. I mean, color's cool. I've always liked color, but we have color theory. There's charts for bimbos literally to figure out what's best, but what do you associate with fashion fast fashion enjoyers? I don't make many friends to begin with, and most of the friends that I make tend to just be usually huge on thrifting or huge on just buying secondhand. You're trolling me if you're buying Zara, like, I don't know. I mean, usually for the most part, like, I could change a lot of people's mindsets when it comes to buying fast fashion usually in general. There is different tiers of fast fashion. Uniqlo's better in terms of the fast fashion. I think it's on top comparatively to a lot of other fast fashion brands. Do you prefer plant black hoodie? Do you okay, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna read that. Thrifting secondhand W. Barrington, Ross, Crossroads, Free Market, eBay overpowered. True. Happy first live drama dreams. So our music hits. What do you think about Twitch's new policy of allowing porn on their platform? I saw that. Um, I think it was bound to happen because of like the consistency of people getting banned for not really doing anything. So they had to like put something in place for people to be aware of what they're allowing and what they're not allowing. I think it's pretty insane though, but I think that's the inevitable like fall of most things. Like it was bound to happen, I think. Thank you, Switch PS. Would you say your style matches your personality? No. I mean, what is if chat could answer this for me? What is someone that wears all black? What does that give to you in terms of person or individual? Emo goth boy, nothing really. Opium, boring, loser, incel, mysterious. I don't think any art. It gives elitist and clicky. Everyone wears black. Colorblind, mystery, chatters, clean, pretentious, modest. I don't think any art can capture identity in its fullness. Fashion is interesting in the sense of the comfort and restraint need at some point to reinvent standard. Okay. Depressed. Enigmatic. This could be anyone. Very clean. Black clothes in the day were a sign of royalty and elegance. All black is good for laundry. Doesn't understand color theory. Okay. The color like the thing is the internet gives you charts for color combinations for complementary colors, analogous colors. Like it literally gives you charts for you to look at. Any bimbo could look at the chart and already know how to put color together. It's not that hard. Like you don't need to study the color wheel to understand. There's charts of literally examples of colors that mesh well with each other. And as long as you go off that, you already have a decent outfit going. But the thing about black is that I will say there are some bad black outfits, but not a lot. But I would say for the most part, most black outfits tend to be boring. And it's just how can you make that boring outfit more interesting? Black tends to be very blob infilled, I would say, like where things become so connected even where it's hard to notice where things are changing with the outfit. Sh- sure, most I guess this wow, did this battery die? Oh, I guess it turns off over time, whatever. I need to I need to step up my thing, but um I think for the most part you have to change text you have to like focus on other things besides color, which is like textures, your silhouettes, the scale of certain things or the proportions. I hate saying that word. The layering effect of other things. But textures are huge, I think a huge main issue with a lot of black outfits and accessories that help kind of cut certain points where you have different I guess sections that you can notice with outfits, and that's what textures do a lot of times because if you just wear all black in a very consistent texture, it becomes too meshed and it becomes boring. Textures help. Different shades of black help. It's more intentional. You can wear a colored outfit objectively. What's a good color? What's a good color combination? Insert whatever color combination because I don't wear color. I don't know. Green, like greens and browns are cool. I think those like earth tones, greens and whites. Objectively, that will capture your eye better, and even if it's a very simple outfit, the color does kind of allow it to look better, just in general. Green and cream, yeah, even that. Like, it's interesting already in that aspect, and, like, I could visually see the outfit and be like, "This is an interesting outfit," even if it's just a shirt, green pants, and shoes, and maybe a jacket. It's already an interesting outfit 'cause the color crutches or makes it more interesting already. The colors does the job for you in terms of it captivating the eye. But black hides your figure. It's a very slimming it gives a very slimming effect, like, there isn't much body with it, you know? I let you know this convo. What? It's from Planet Art, and it makes you emo. Black is escape, black is cope. How do you feel about Atlanta fashion? I haven't really seen too much of it, so I wouldn't know. I think he meant like oh, okay. This is LYK, I let you know. As someone who loves your fits but would never dress like you, what advice do you have for branching out into other styles? How do you do that copy you mentioned in the last video? Well, I mentioned in my last video about copying and copying. I like to say when you go and analyze outfits and you go and look at outfits, I think you should ask yourself what makes this outfit appealing to you because that answer could be different for everybody, whether it's the layering, the way it looks, how it looks on the person. There's a lot of different things. Um, and once you are able to answer that question, then you can then start putting that up into practice, you know? My last video made you sleep, but it was pretty good. Whatever it does to help you. Um, whoa, start a Q and A. Let me try and do this. I'm just gonna what do you mean say something? Baggies, jeans, questions. Let's see. Questionless. Okay, got it. Okay, interesting. I'm learning how to do this, like, YouTube live stream thing. I don't know how it works. Becoming a fashion defeatist. Do you listen to Dean Blunt? Yeah, Dean Blunt's cool. I like Dean Blunt. I don't know what this Q&A thing, like, people could just ask me in chat. I guess it's, like, the Q&A thing's mostly for, when it's, like, huge. Like, there's a lot of people in chat, right? I'm assuming that's what it is. Do I have a PO box? I don't. Can we send fan mail? What's up, FN? Would I get something like that? I don't think I would personally. I don't think I would get a what if someone sends a bomb or something, like, dangerous? Can I say I don't I feel like I'm a little scared about YouTube, like, I don't know what I can say and what I can't say on YouTube, live stream. What's your take on face tattoos? I probably wouldn't do it. What if you get free drip? Yeah, because people can send me anything. What if I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to do unboxing of some sort of what people send me, maybe. Now that someone mentioned your your videos are amazing to fall asleep to. When when are pleated pants becoming the wave? Probably during the summer. What kind of questions should you ask? Ask the right questions. I don't mind the questions you might ask. Could be anything. Wow. Okay. Thanks, Sophian. What if they send reps and taint your collection? I'd wear reps to the gym. I wouldn't care. Do you think that people can actually predict trends in the future? Um, I think it. I mean, there are trend forecasters, and those are like their sole job. So probably, but I don't think it really matters if you don't care about trends. I don't think that matters. What brands you thought were cool but changed your opinion about and why? I thought Palace was cool for a while, but like I didn't. It got kind of like just got bland for me. It just got very repetitive personally. Can you make a Riz video? Does ad soul shipping take long? I haven't bought from them for a minute, so I don't know. But like when I've purchased stuff from them, it's been pretty well, like decent for me at least. Love from Tokyo. Appreciate it. Let's gatekeep JQ. Gatekeep maxing. Please don't gatekeep. I think everyone should share me to their family so that your family can start watching my videos. I'd appreciate that. Should I do an NY should do an NY apartment cooking vlog? Do people want to know what I eat on a day-to-day basis? I will explain to you what I eat. I eat 2 meals and a snack. So I eat like 3 things, but I eat 2 meals. What is that? What was that? Did I get something like crazy? Okay. Well, okay, listen. I'm on a caloric deficit, all right? I'm not trying to bulk. No, I'm not winter bulk. Okay. So the thing about fashion, like I've mentioned this before, I've gotten huge before. I don't need to get huge again. I don't want to get big. I never got to see how like skinny I could get, I guess. And I never really got on an actual cut before. I was like on a forever bulk, I would say. Um literally on a forever bulk, but my thing is I eat 2 big meals a day. So I eat a full carton of egg whites, which is about 12 eggs, but it's egg whites, and then I cut up chicken sausage, about 2 links of chicken sausage, toss it in there, and then I toss in some spinach, and I fry that all together. I eat that in the morning. It's a really hearty breakfast. Notice how there's no carbs. I don't think. There's no carbs in that, no. Um, Usually in the morning, I mean, that's like my breakfast, but like before that, I usually go to the gym in the morning. So what I do is I eat Greek yogurt with some um, oats, mix that in together, eat that, take some pre workout with creatine, go to the gym, come back home, and then I eat that in the morning. The breakfast that I told you, the breakfast of legends is what I call it. It's a whole lot of eggs, you know? Then after that, I which is a meal I have to cook pretty soon now because it's like almost 6, but I will get a chicken breast, and it's like usually this like a little bit bigger than my hand, which is my hand's pretty big. Um, Usually it's like 2 chicken breasts or like a whole chicken breast and a half of a chicken breast. Toss that in the air fryer, put a bunch of like spices on it. I use like 3 different spices and some salt. Um, 1 full avocado, a cup of rice that is fried with spinach, a lot of spinach. And once my chicken's done, toss that all into like a little plate, and that's my meal. And then a protein shake at some point, usually every day, and then I go to sleep. That's all I eat every day. And it's so good. It's always so good for me because I just I love eating it, you know? Cooking stream. Again, I don't think I'm that interesting. Any thoughts about collaborating with other YouTubers? I don't know. I mean, I have before. I've like I did a collaboration with, FHTV a while ago, yeah. Imma try and ask my question again and just copy and paste my text. Oh, you ever feel tired of putting on crazy outfits? Like now, I just like to wear my Asics and black wide selvedge pants, and that's it. I love Rick Owens, but it's just not really comfy every day. I think it gets to a point where you just get so comfortable with, like, yourself and you're just confident with wearing whatever, you don't feel the need to dress insane. And sometimes it's just kinda how I am, like, I don't care to, like, put on a crazy amount of stuff, like, it's super weird because sometimes I'll feel really unconfident when I'm wearing something that's a little bit too out there for me, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna put on some parachute pants, my, what do I usually wear? My monkey boots from Yoji and, like, toss on a trench or, like, a jacket, and I'm, like, chilling. That's kinda how it works. Why y'all frying me? What's going on with Sodium Enjoyer? Boring. Thick quads, wide fit pants works with, thick quads. Yeah, collab with Frugal Aesthetic, top 2 fashion influencers are influencing my love. Neum Intrim, thanks for support, guys, LOL. Who is that? Where do you buy your parachute pants from? They're Yoji. I got them off Grailed for $100. It's pretty insane. No, dude, we can see in JQ that he doesn't like the content Drew does. I don't. I don't like any fashion YouTuber that does trend videos personally. Oh, Entrim's in here. Oh, what's up, my guy? Yeah, I have a few pieces from Entrim that I do wear. For eating tuna's a really good source of protein. I don't know why people are not. I'm confused why people don't like it. Is that dandruff on my shoulders? I think if there was dandruff on my shoulders, that's pretty crazy. You could tell with the 144p. Canned tuna's gross. I mean, what do you want him to get fresh tuna? It's like expensive. Uh, you hate trends? I hate what they stand for. That's pretty much it. Post archive faction's cool. Do you think as we get into fashion, we lean more towards standing out rather than staying true to oneself? For example, someone might feel entirely themselves in basic clothing yet still sense a pressure to be different. It's really conflicting. The more I engage with the fashion world, the more it seems the gap widens between being true and the urge to appear different. I think that's just the unfortunate downfall of, like, the online fashion community, and I say that very, 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 harshly, not in a good light. The online fashion community is about engagement and about what gets the most clicks, right? What gets the most clicks are typically really extravagant looking outfits or relatable outfits, and I've made a video about this. And of course, I mean, that makes you feel inclined to, well, if this is what people are dressing, then I have to be on par with that. These are internet outfits. These aren't real life outfits. I mean, unless you live in New York, sometimes you might see people going crazy outside, but like that doesn't necessarily mean that has to be you, because I think for the most part when you start comparing yourself to other people and how they dress, whether it's more tame or more wild, you're viewing fashion as a competition, and I think that's where we lose all sense of self, because it's not who can cross the finish line first, right? Because there's no competition. You don't win anything. You win in your mind, but like you don't win anything. What you need to be winning at is feeling comfortable with what you're wearing, and only what you're wearing, no matter where you walk and crash into or who you see, or if you, even if you see me out in public, who cares what you're wearing? I don't care. It doesn't matter. I think for the most part, it comes down to caring about how you feel with what you wear. And if you don't feel confident with what you're wearing, then put something else on until you finally find what you love. That's all that matters. You look just like me, so many people have told me. So many people say I look like them, I guess I have a familiar face. Do I miss your old hair? I do miss my old hair. I don't live with my family anymore, but, when I did and I was dressing how I used to, my parents would say I look like I was depressed or I look like a Korean boy, so that's pretty much as bad as it got, but I think for the most part, I like to say if how you dress is affecting your living situation, it's not worth it. It's not worth trying to not it's not worth getting kicked out because your dad hates how you dress, like, it's never worth the battle. I think it's always better to just move on until you move out, and then you could start dressing, however you want. I look like John Lennon. I'm ambiguous ethnically, I know. Sometimes trends give exposure to new refreshing ideas or make you change your perspective on things, and sometimes even introduce some long-term styles, so I wouldn't call them inherently bad. I think they're inherently bad because of what they're made for, which is mostly for you to consume in clothing. The idea of gaining inspiration from just trends alone is bad. I think that's inherently bad. I think, for the most part, if you're only getting inspiration from trends, you're failing at what artists would typically do, where they look at multiple different areas for involving themselves for inspiration. You should never subjugate yourself to one source of inspiration. That's what people tend to do. They'll look at trends, they'll go on Pinterest and look at more trends. That's all they do. There are so many sources of inspiration you get, and it's not just from trends. And for the most part, when people are getting into fashion, the easiest way to get inspiration from is trends. Oh, well, I make it into my own personal style. You're still participating in a trend whether you try and make it somewhat different or you participate in fully. Like, it's still trending. Unless you're wearing a full Yoji outfit or a full Rick Owens fit and you're wearing Sambas. Like, I think that's the only time it's like, what are you wearing? Like, it's strange, but it works, I guess. Um, no, I look like Sean Lennon. Caucasian or Europe. My brother calls my black shoes emo. Samba daughter, panda dunk son. Samba daughters are fire though. Should I try making fashion my work and maybe fail or just keep working my job I'm not passionate about? That makes me stay afloat with money wise and allows me to buy clothes. Full bricks with samba sounds blasphemous. I think what you should do, and this is what my roommate's doing actually. He's working a job while also being a pattern maker and trying to make clothing for his little clothing project he has going. I think if you're able to juggle both things, I think that's the best source of action because one, you need to be able to make money to support the way you live, and two, you also need to be able to kind of support your dreams of what you want to do, right? How long does it take to produce a video? 2 weeks. I mean, it really depends on the topic and how much editing it requires me to do. I'm not entirely sure how long this fragrance video that I'm going to be making is going to take me. I do plan on doing it, but we'll see. I mean, I've been live streaming for almost 2 hours. Am I into Asian girls? I'm into women. Period. Baggy pants would be cool forever. I'm tired of disrespect. Are sambas actually popular in NYC? In SoCal, they're about the 43rd most popular. Yeah, sambas in NYC are very much worn a lot. Why do you love Yoji Yamamoto so much? Because it fits me, and because I like the essence of why he makes his brand himself. Why I like his mission statement. Bro, you're amazing, and I'm so high right now. Good stream, nice sleep. Take care. Do you relate with ADHD symptoms? I don't think so. Release this live stream? Can I do that? Hey, bro, did you just chop? Just did a big chop last month. RIP, bro. Can you suggest a way to learn to keep up with trends? Why were you here? You're trolling. That's a troll. There's some cool Y3 stuff. Later, don't steal my bread. Good night. Did you skate when you were younger? I did, and then I stopped skating once I was able to grind on a rail. I've seen in LA, NYC in LA, someone pooping. It's probably the worst thing I've seen. Oh, someone calling me the Antichrist, actually, and then getting in a fight about Jerusalem not being in or like Africa not being real. It was weird. Keep up with trends on a fashion elitist lives. Crazy comment. Do I speak any other language? I don't. I won't. No, I don't. I'm gonna say no. How not to become a boring adult? Yes, the Antichrist. Maybe he saw something I didn't. I don't shop in Manhattan. I shop online mostly. eBay, Yahoo Auctions. Those are the places. I haven't bought anything in a while though. I've been pretty content with my wardrobe, but I am selling a bunch of stuff pretty soon. You should push out 6 videos a day. That would be I would have no life. I also think I think I'd be really unhappy with what I made. JQ, you smoke too tough. Your swag too different. Your is too bad, they'll kill you. Who's they? Are you ever gonna stream again? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll stream tomorrow. I'll stream tomorrow and like yeah, tomorrow's Friday. I could do a stream tomorrow, but I don't know what like time schedule wise, like what's the best time to stream anyways. Where do you think mainstream high end fashion's heading? I don't really look at I'm not like a commentator for high end fashion. I'd say like my approach is very away from that. Do you like iShow Speed? What um is there anywhere you can send a pic of me? Send you a pic of me and you can tell me whether I should grow back out into a wolf cut. Probably my Instagram. If you do it right now, I will show the live. I will show the live and we can all answer if you should grow out your hair. How do you find friends in a new city? You walk around and hopefully someone will come and interact with you. What YouTubers do you even watch? Um, it's a great question. Nonchalant. I watch Turkey Tom. Oh, that's so funny, bro. The first time stream. That's so funny, like actually seeing that. Kiwi Tapes. Penguin or like Charlie. That's in Sisyphus 55 and Shredded Sports Science. Yeah. That's pretty much all I watch. I mean, if I choose to. I usually watch like some anime. Discord e-dating arc dropping soon. That's insane. That didn't work for 8 months. Isn't Pokemon. My 8 months life isn't Pokemon Tall Grass. It'd be cool to do live fit reviews and commentary. Turkey mentioned. Dev Lemon sounds so familiar. Is that a singer? 50, yeah, Sisyphus 55 is cool. How can I get a wolf cut with curly hair? You grow it out. That's all you can. That's all I can really tell you. Also, why literally all your stories on Insta feel like a lucid dream. Sometimes you take a photo where there's a lot going on, but I can't name a single thing off. Oh, it's so weird. I don't know, I don't really post too much on Instagram. Um, I don't it's weird that I've been so, like, distant from, like, social media, even though I participated a lot, especially with YouTube. Right now, I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen. I watched the new episode today. Um, it would be awesome to watch it with everybody, but I don't know how to do that on here, and I don't think that can happen. I don't know how this I actually don't know how this, like how live streaming works anyways. And I think I have to, like, live stream for a certain amount of time to get, like, levels, right? For live streaming on YouTube, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how it works. Oh, yeah, the Yoji JJK collab was pretty insane. Yeah, I know. Twitching to get a loan. Is the second arc of the season as good as the first one? The second season is pretty insane. If anyone's watched the newest episode, it's getting pretty good. It's making me wanna read the manga. Um, you could do it on Discord. I could do it on Discord, that's true. Oh, that'd be pretty cool if I do, like, a party watch on Discord for for Ju for Jujutsu Kaisen on, every Thursday. So you get hate? Can you do a Hassan react stream? Mahito scared a little man. Oh, yeah, he is, but then Ghetto's around too as well. Yeah, I might read it. I don't know, man. Also, if I were to live stream more often, when should I live stream is a question, usually. Of course, I get hate. React streams would be dope. I should stream Friday. Alright, I'm gonna be streaming Friday, which is tomorrow. I don't know at what time, though. I don't know what works for people. Okay, also, like, what makes these, like, the orange, like, says is it anyone that, like, says my name in chat, does it just light up orange? Is that, like or is that, like, something specific? Like, how does that work? Is it just anyone that adds me, it's just, like, it lights up orange? Would you make a stream where we can interact vocally, like, on Discord for something, and we could discuss for, like, 5 minutes about fashion or life? Where you talk to me specifically? What if that gets me banned, bro? Like, fit battles or fit ratings, etcetera? I don't okay, like, the thing is, it would be interesting, but I also don't know how to, like, use, um I don't know how to use, like, this stuff, like, at all. You know what I mean? I don't know how this works. Fashion consulting? I usually just chatting stuff, you know? Just chatting's fun to me. Just sit here and chat. The touching is coming. Fashion consulting, I've done that before, I've consulted. How much impact do you want to have on the online fashion community? As big as it gets, as big as I can. Jakey, if you're streaming on Fridays, please release it for the next day. I have work on Fridays. My question is if I release this, right? If I release this on like would it go on my YouTube channel? is like my interest. Is like that's what I'm curious about. How much do I weigh currently? I weighed myself. I'm 194 pounds now. Okay. Yeah, it goes on there like a vid. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I would want that like on my feed though. You know what I mean? There's a way to release it without going on feed. Oh, it if there's a way to do that, I'd prefer that because it'd be more interesting. I feel like, or it'd look a lot more cleaner to me. Just my opinion, just general. You re-upload your streams to YouTube. It makes the stream more valuable. Or it's just whoever was able to watch it gets to watch it, I guess. Unless I do stuff on Twitch. You could put it in a playlist, but I don't know if it removes it from your feed. It doesn't. There's a live tab on your channel. There's a live section on your channel that you can save it to. I feel you, but the fact it looks more clean. I know. It would go to the live tab. Okay. I mean, if there's a live section, I'll like put it there. I just can't envision someone sitting here for 2 hours listening to me talk. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't think anyone would be um willing to do that for 2 hours to sit and watch a stream. I'm not even doing anything entertaining besides talking. I guess it would be like kind of a live podcast sort of situation. I keep asking this. I hope it's not annoying. What's the question? When did you first get into fashion? When I was 18. Went downhill from there. Strip. Edinburgh. You're insane. That's me watching VTubers. I watch JQ, then talk to my dad. Dude, Eden, you're sometimes we have people that are intense. It's okay. It's pretty normal. I've done like I've done streams on like TikTok before. I would get people that are just like crazy. This is super chill and cool. Whatever happened to white mothers that were roasting you? What? What happened? Whatever happened to those white mothers that were roasting me? When did I say that? What? I need more context of that. Oh, okay. You sent me a DM. Let's see. I will show chat. I will show chat this DM that this man sent me if it loads. No, you have to send me. Are you gonna send me a picture of your hair, Valdo? You just said Valdo from chat. That's all you said. Touch time incoming. I know you're reading this. I be reading chat. Recommend some more European clothing brands besides Olive Clothing. I don't know any other ones. It's not working. Share my workout routine and diet. Usually it's most like I'm gonna say diet's like one of the biggest things that is huge and what you need to be doing, mostly focusing on that. I said earlier, like I was eating. He can't hear us. Jakey, do I have straight hair? I wish I could show you. I don't have straight hair. Right now I do kind of because I took a shower, but I mean this is like my hair does this naturally. I don't know. Magpine, you're insane. You can't send me your hair, bro. Come on. How much you paid for the hanger rack? That I think was $60 and it was on Amazon. How long do you think a typical stream is gonna be? I don't know, maybe like 2 hours. Depends on how funny and interesting chat is, you know? How long you guys can keep me up. Dude, Eden is insane. My workout routine is bland, bro. My diet is just I eat 2 meals a day, like, it's literally what it is. Whenever I age around, it seems like, even though I use Redken for all my products because maybe I'm using too much. The reason it gets frizzy is because you need to, use, like, styling products on it, that's why. Chris going crazy with it. Ma Magpine is insane, bro. What's the split though? So I used to do like this full body, like sort of exercise, which was from God, I forgot what the YouTuber's name was, but it was this dude I used to watch, and it got me really strong. But it goes, you do workout ABA, which is box squats, either 3 to 5 sets. It's either 3 sets or 5 sets, and then you do that for 4 to 6 reps. So we're doing very, very like we're overloading. So we're doing a lot of weight. We're doing is strength building. And box squats tend to be very open, like open legs. So you're working a lot of posterior chain, and that's how you get your legs like busted. Like you get them huge. And that's how I got my 30-inch thighs when I was eating a lot, you know. Then I did floor press or pause bench for 3 to 5 sets for 4 to 6, and this is usually the rep range that you typically do. Then I'd go into pedale rows again, 3 to 5 sets, 4 to 6. Overhead barbell extension is a little different here. The rep range is different, but it's only 3 sets of 6 to 10. Barbell or dumbbell preacher curls, 3 sets of 6 to 10. Stiff leg deadlifts or good mornings, or reverse hypers, which I really like reverse hypers, for 2 to 3 sets for the rep range of 6 to 10. And then weighted planks, three sets of 30 to 60 seconds. I would usually do a 45-pound plate on my back. Then workout B would be done on a Wednesday. So it goes workout A on Monday, workout B on Wednesday, and then workout A on Friday. Then the next week after that, you do BAB. And then the next week after that, you do ABA. Workout B is box squats, once again, 3 to 5 sets, 4 to 6. Paused overhead press, 3 to 5 sets, 4 to 6. Trap bar deadlifts or rack pulls for 2 sets to 4 to 6. And then close grip bench press, 3 sets to 6 to 8. Weighted chin ups, three 3 sets to 3 to 5. And then weighted planks, three sets for 30 to 60 seconds. And then in between, I would do other things with how many gifted free to shove that microphone? You are insane. Can people even gift me anything? Does that even work? I don't think that works right now. Disneyland Vlog. Yeah, Eden is insane. And then in between those workouts, I turned it off. Is that a thing? I don't think I can turn it on. At what age did you hit puberty? I don't know. I don't know, man. My favorite scent is Toskavat wishing you well, yeah. Eden, I don't think you could even, I don't think you can even do that even if you I don't think you can even, gift me anything even if you wanted to. Physique reveal. ERD's, whatever. I don't really care too much about it. I ordered something from it, shipped 2 weeks. Dude, usually stuff from Japan gets to me within, uh, 4 days. You're a sick, unhinged individual that lacks awareness of how uncomfortable you make everyone around you, both online and real life. Fix yourself, weirdo. Eden is another is just a troll. That's okay. Eden, what level sub are you on Patreon? I don't think even Eden's on Patreon. Have you tried shrooms? I have, yeah. I think once you're age appropriate, once you're 25 with the full frontal cortex developed, you can. Trying to get that type timing with JQ. I know, I don't know why. That's a cool speaker. It's not worth the money. I got it gifted though. The company just sent it to me like a long time ago. What's your drug of choice? I don't do drugs. I'm 25. That made you feel like him. It was this runway piece that I have that I still have. It's the Yoji chain shirt. There's a bunch of chain stuff on it. It's pretty sick. I think it's from 2012. Fent. Hell no, I would never. Media to pirate anime. I use AniWatch to watch anime. I skip legs to watch this. Dude, you guys can't skip leg day. You guys have to go and work out. What's your favorite home address? I'm from Brooklyn. Look, you might catch me in Brooklyn. There's been a few people that have seen me in Brooklyn a few times. Believe it or not. I'm 6'2". I usually tell people I'm 5'8", but I'm 6'2", about. Dude, Eden, you are insane, bruh. Don't make me time you out, man. Don't make me time you out. What are your thoughts on fashion school? Okay, fashion school is a scam. I will say this to you right now. The thing about fashion school is you mostly go for the connections, or if you want to work in the industry of working under somebody, if you're going specifically to learn about design and all this other things, you can learn that on your own. And my roommate's doing that actually. He learned how to pattern make. He just got a teacher to teach him, and it's cheaper. Going to fashion school is if you're going to work in the industry of fashion and work under somebody, but if you want to make your own brand, it's not something I'd recommend. It's great for connections, but you do spend a lot of money, you're gonna go in a lot of debt, depending on what fashion school you go to. One of the big ones is Parsons, which is out here, and it's so much money, it's ridiculous. And yeah, it's you will never have time to sleep. Like these kids sleep at the school during finals. They'll do 24-hour days for their finals. Get 3 hours of sleep within the week of their finals. It's insane. Yeah, like fashion schools, you only go to make connections. That's the only reason you go. There's no other reason you'd be going. You go to Central St. Martin's. I heard in Central St. Martin's, they force you to go into like one specific thing, like menswear. You can't get into women's wear if you wanted to. Have I ever faced backlash from the fashion community? Any specific? I mean, St. Moose. I think most people just call me pretentious or annoying. That's usually what I get, or I think I'm superior over everybody. But if anyone's watched my content, I've said this so many times. I feel like I dress like literally everyone else in my genre. I dress not the greatest, whatever, but it's me, and I don't care. But my thing is just like if you're getting your inspiration from trends only, I think you're just becoming a mongrel to it. You're not a free thinker. You're not. You got to escape the matrix. It's just I haven't gotten there's never been any specific incidents, but I think I'm one of the heads of fashion that are kind of disregarded in the scene. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about me, whether that's good or bad, but I think a lot of people don't like me. I'm kind of like a, JQ joining the far right. I think I'm kind of a black sheep in the fashion community because I don't subjugate myself to interacting with any other YouTubers or fashion influencers in the scene. I tend to stay to myself because I prefer it that way anyway. Um, Top G confirmed. I like the thing is like I don't like the community of fashion. I don't like the community of influencers. I don't want to participate in collaborations that are very fake. Sounding like Ben Shapiro. I don't know. Everything to me about like the scene just in general is like if I was someone who had no YouTube presence, would people care about me because I was into fashion? Like those people in the community? Probably not. I just don't like the idea that the only reason people are talking to me is because of my somewhat presence of relevancy on YouTube. I don't like that idea. I think it's fake, and I don't like that industry. If someone's coming up to talk to me solely based off, "Oh, he has a following somewhat on YouTube, he's somewhat relevant," and I wanna talk to him, like, I I lose interest in wanting to be friends with them. I mean, the person isn't seeing me as an individual, they're seeing me as a commodity, someone to social climb off of. I don't like that. So I just prefer to just allocate myself away from just everybody else. A girl called a girl called me a girl called, said, "I seem pretentious. What does that mean?" Being pretentious, like, okay, let's look up the definition. See, like, I think this is the thing. People will call pretentious, like, they'll claim pretentious, but do you know the definition of pretentious? And that's kind of pretentious to say, but it's like you never escape it. But it's attempting to impress by affecting greater importance, talent, culture, etc., that is actually possessed. So, in reference, I mean, like someone like myself, I sound confident with what I'm saying, but it's like if I'm being domineering with what I'm saying, being I'm better than everybody because I'm making YouTube videos about stupid stuff I think about, like you're pretentious. Like I don't know, it's such a it's low hanging fruit. I think there's better criticisms. Like your editing sucks, like your videos suck. I don't know. Like the most part is like real critique is more difficult than leaving just a hate comment. Hating so easy. I hate your videos. I hate how you talk. You're boring. You don't bring any substance to your videos, whatever, right? Super easy, but when you try to then like actually give solid criticism, that's hard to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's more difficult to do that. You must not be a networking type. I think they see it as coworkers and networking. It's important to have both business relationships and presence, but doesn't mean it's fake. My friend, when you get into the industry like I've been in for a few years, everything's fake. Everything's networking. Nothing's ever authentic. The only reason someone's coming like the thing is you go to these events, everyone in there is important. Everyone in there is has somewhat of a following. It's all business. It's never authentic. Unless the person came to you not in one of those like events and it was off the street and they came to talk to you just normally. Like I've made friends with influencers before that didn't even know who I was and they were just very normal with me and like I had a great time talking to them and we do share very similar views on a lot of things. And I mesh well with those people. But the people that go to these events that are just socially being there to once again um be there just to like network, that's what these events are. It's all networking. JQ VTuber stream one. But you are better than everybody. You make YouTube videos. I think that makes me worse than everybody because I make YouTube videos. MFK, I've never tried MFK. I don't. How do I feel about myself? I'm still learning to appreciate who I am as an individual, and I think I'll continue to learn more about myself as time progresses, you know? Chat is officially dead. Yeah, we just have 217 voyeurs who are just watching or listening. You are all voyeurs. Who's my favorite, like, my favorite artist is Michael Sawyer. He's really sick. I really like his music. 217 people are just voyeurs. They're just either listening or just not saying anything. Jacob, how to get into buying clothes from Japan. Yahoo Auctions, Yahoo eBay, Macari. Hey, I ask questions but don't get answers. I'm sorry. It's just because in chat, like, I end up like seeing stuff, and it's like it's hard for me to look. I'm trying to look. I'm trying to look. I'm trying to answer people's question. 8 favorite movies: Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. That's all that comes to mind. I feel it. Just know we appreciate you as a person and not as just another YouTuber. Imagine all 214 people in a room together right now. It'd be pretty crazy. JQ, I'm busy studying. And you're listening to my stream while you're studying is kind of insane. Sing for us. Is gatekeeping bad? I don't think gatekeeping bad. I don't think gatekeeping bad. You're a very chill person, JQ. Appreciate it. I'm 200 of us running around NYC. Dude. That would be pretty insane. Thoughts on looks maxing? I think looks maxing is just trying to better yourself. I think that's all it is. It could be cope though, because it's like, will this change your confidence? That all comes from yourself. I mean, no matter how good you look, you'll still feel very unconfident. And that's kind of how I feel. Can we just appreciate? Can we just take a second to appreciate? Thanks, Insomniac. Some of your guys' usernames is insane. Freaking Sodium Enjoyer. That's such a funny username. I have to get hotter in 2024. Literally know nothing about fashion, but your videos are still pretty entertaining. Thank you, I appreciate it. I mean, whether you came for the hair or you came for the fashion, I mean, that's all that really matters. I'm gonna be making a hair video quite soon, about me getting a haircut and just how I style my shorter hair. That's like what I plan on doing. Do you think it's harder to get into the fashion industry or is it harder to be independent? It's harder to be independent and it's really difficult to get in the fashion industry because it's really all about the connections and networking that you have to make. And that's why I hate the fashion industry because you have to network. I'm not about to do all that. Like you have to go and just be fake, social climb your way into it and you will make friends and you make those friends will then boom get you into jobs that you probably would have never gotten if they weren't, if you weren't involved with them. So that's just kind of how it is. Also, to the 200 of you in here, if you're just watching me from studying or whatever, if I were to stream, what is a good time for me to stream at? Schedule wise, I'd like to just know because I think it's fun to do this every so often. Do I have a wife? No, I'm too young. 5 p.m., 6 p.m. at like 4. I'm Eastern Standard Time, so right now it's 6:04 p.m. for me. 7 p.m. CST. 12 p.m. Maybe 6. Well, so Pacific Standard Time right now would be 3, and I'm 6 right now. So tell me in Eastern Standard Time because I live in New York. I live in Brooklyn. So tell me in Eastern Standard Time, and if I see like a number more often, then or maybe I should do a poll. Hold on, let me do a poll. I'm gonna do a poll so that everyone can just whatever. Oh, great. Okay, so I see a few people saying time wise. Okay, I'm gonna put I see, okay, 9 Eastern Standard Time. I'm seeing a lot of 6 Eastern Standard Time, so I'm gonna put that, EST. Uh, and then I'm gonna put what other times? 4 PM? Okay, I'm gonna do 4 Eastern Standard Time. I should probably type in PM. 7? Need another outlier option like 4 and 7. Okay, I'll do okay, I'll do 7. Well, I have 4 and 6 now. I'll do 7, 9. I'll do, like what the F? Who is this? Hello, Alex. 4, 6. I'll do like 9 Eastern Standard Time, and I'll put 8 in there just for fun, cause like whatever. So I'm gonna start. Okay, I'm gonna start the poll. Time to stream. All right, fellas, all my fellas, go ahead, click on the stream, interact with the poll there. Okay, right now it's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all 216 of you. Please just stop what you're doing if you have the chance and vote. If you vote right now, and I will stream at that time tomorrow, and then we'll figure out, the next day. So 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time seems to be the biggest one right now. How do you work this thing? You just click on the poll. You click on which one you feel is best. Right now, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is like one of the biggest times, like because I have to like figure out. I'm gonna be honest with you. After the stream, I have more respect for you. I'm just a normal dude. I'm just a regular guy. Do I have a job? My job is this. Again, thanks to everybody that allows me to do this, but my job is this. Well, not streaming, but posting on YouTube. That's my job. 6 to 9, not bad. That's why I put them there. I mean, anything after 3, I think is realistic, right? I demand a recount. I mean, we have 126 votes here. We're still missing half the other stream. Once a week is so cap. I've been working out since I was 18, well 17, which is pretty sad because I'm not that big. Yep, really got to make shorts out of the questions you answered. Yeah, not with a crappy camera. Do you think moving to NY is worth it if you want to work in fashion? Yes, for connections, but it's really expensive out here unless you have roommates. Time to trend. How big are my arms? My arms are 18 inches around, or 17 and a half, I'll say. All right, well, we got 2 minutes in, and it's 139 votes right now at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for streaming. We have 222 viewers right now that could easily sway into something else, like 4 p.m. But if 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time works best for everybody, I will do that. And I'm assuming the other half that's not voting is I'm assuming that they're also viewing 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as a good time as well. What's my ethnicity? I do live in an apartment. This is my room. If I come to NYC, yes, I will give a total stranger a tour. I will do that. Yeah, because it's 3 p. Yeah, it is 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which I know doesn't work for too many people, but like 8. What time would 8 be? Or like 9 o'clock would be 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know what people are doing at 6 p.m., but 3 could be good. Yeah. Yes, I did move out of my office. I used to live in an office building. I think a lot of people know that. We demand an ethnicity. What's my ethnicity? I live in an apartment. Your ethnicity is you live in an apartment. My vision's not crazy bad, but it's not great either. Aren't you Latino? Mongolian? If people want to take a gander at my ethnicity, I mean, feel free, but JQ's half Canadian. All right, we have 151 votes for 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brooklyn American. Yes, I my ethnicity is Brooklyn. I will say Bushwick. I'm literally Yoji. The new crib's awesome. Um, it's a great place. I love it. It's awesome. I don't really like the location too much, but what more can I ask for? There's only so much I can do, really. Going to watch the Patreon videos after this. I did upload a Patreon podcast that talks about my that I'm falling out of love with fashion. I do recommend watching that. It was a pretty interesting watch. It was pretty cool in my opinion. It's a pretty cool video. Hopefully, no one has to gift me anything. I don't feel entitled to anyone's money, but uh, if we can, I don't know if streams will allow me to get gifts and stuff, but if you feel inclined to, hopefully, I will use all the gifted money that I get from streaming for a PC so that we can do stream games, which I think would be really fun. Um, that's code for give me money. No one has to give me money. I mean, at some point, like YouTube ads will pay me, and I have to save that money. Or the sponsorships that I get. It's again like whatever, but I do want to do streaming more often where I do play games and stuff because I'm so stupid at playing games. What games do you play? I'd love to play Lethal Company. That's something I'd want to play. I have a few interesting heads that I play games with, and they're all funny. So I think all of our personalities mesh really well. I think it'd be really fun time to kind of do that. Trust me, I'm a whole different person when I'm playing video games. It's so different. Hey, quick question. Do you happen to be a fan of Sis55? I do. I did talk about watching his YouTube channel, so yes. Can I play? I'm not going to be a VTuber now, Chris. Can you play Apex Legends? The big R? I could. I would totally take on video games that people recommend me to play. Like if chat's like says this very specific video game really often and I notice it, then I will take a gander and try it out. I remember last time I was on Twitch, I played people wanted me to play Resident Evil really bad. I don't know why. Okay, so it's been 7 minutes. So it looks like 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is that's the thing. That's going to be what it is, right? Okay. So tomorrow 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to log on. I'm going to do another stream and I guess you guys can come back and take a gander. Hopefully people know when I'm streaming. I'll probably put I think I could make a post about it, right? That's what I'll do. Do I like horror games? Not really. I probably would get spooked, but yeah, I mean I could play them. Play Elden Rings, you want to see your fashion in there? Don't do me like that on a Friday. I'm sorry, Toph. Top 5 games. I used to play Battlefield 3 a lot. That was like one of the games I used to play a lot. Then I played some Apex a little bit, and I played Fortnite when it first came out. Was so bad at it. I was really good at Battlefield though. Battlefield 3, so good. I noticed similarities with how you and him do content just earlier today, and I think it's really cool. Partially explains why I like your content a lot. Yes, Swiss 55 is I really like his content. It'd be kind of interesting to see you collab with Windy Goon. I'd say you're both similar in a vibe. Isn't that who is that? Is it the philosophy girl? Who's that? Or is this a different person? This is a whole different person. This is a dude. Oh, that's I forgot. There's this girl that does like Janky will crank 90s. Dude, I suck at video games. I'll take a gander at watching Windy Goon. Yeah, Olivia wait, Ollie Sunvia? Yeah, Ollie Sunvia. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but yeah, that's who I was thinking of when I heard Windy Goon. I don't know why. Dude, imagine I was like absolutely cracked in Fortnite. I was just like messing around. Like I was insane. All right, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's we literally have almost everyone that voted, like almost everyone in stream voted for that time. So I'm gonna end the poll now. There's no way it's getting any other votes, but tomorrow, 6 p.m. Standard Time. Make fashion ASMR. What am I good at, Mr. Elitist? I mean, my hobby is I like aquascaping, and that was like a really fun time. You demand a recount? I'm telling you right now, everyone's going for 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the time that's happening. Fortnite emote. Maybe streaming's more of my passion than making YouTube videos. I think for me, for the most part, I get really dedicated to one thing, and I really do enjoy streaming a lot because I get to interact with people versus just sitting and talking into a lifeless camera and making content. It's still really fun to do that content, but I think streaming is really fun for me. I stopped. The reason I stopped reading philosophy, I have books. I have a lot of books for philosophy, but the reason I stopped reading philosophy was because it was damaging the my frontal cortex a lot. You know, it was like it was getting to me, and I don't think it was really. It was the vibe. I don't think it was the vibe. The vibe. I don't. It makes me want to hit the liquor store, the liquor store. Like I'm not trying to do all that. So I took a break from it for a little bit, but I've been feeling an urge to like go back to reading some more philosophy. Did you read? I no Karl Marx, Albert Camus, Camus. Thank you, Vikram. Appreciate it. Even if you just stop by, anyone that just stops by to say hi is always you're always welcome back into chat. Lico Sto, yeah, nah, I'm good. I mean, I think the thing is, like, the depressing thing about philosophy is not that it's the philosophy itself, it's the knowledge that it gives you. Knowledge is sadness. If if you read a book and it doesn't hit you upside of the head, then what's the point of learning something? What's the point of reading? Like, you're supposed to learn something, and even if it's that dramatic, burdened by knowledge. There's a Jujutsu Kaisen game. Plato. They say ignorance is bliss. I do very much agree with that. Once you open your mind into the world of having knowledge, you will inevitably get sad regardless. I think gaining knowledge in different things can be very fun and interesting and new and exciting, but then there are things that are very sad and people like to be ignorant. And I think the most happy people are ignorant. Philosophy is just so easy, just write something. Omegle streams. You think Yoji would combust walking into your room? I'm literally Yoji. Like that's who I am. The more you know, the Leah you really do. The less you really do. I'm sorry. Too many black pills hurt. There ain't room for this pre-recorded stream. Would you say that working as a designer on a fashion house worth the work? I don't think working under someone. I think, like, fashion nowadays, you have so much access for the internet where you're able to, like, easily just get involved in making your own brand and it becoming poppin', just if you know how to market correctly, but I don't blame fashion designers for not knowing how to market because they are fashion designers, they're artists. They don't know how to design. Gaslight homophobes into Buddhism? These Lovecraft was pretty good at expressing the knowledge is damaging thingy. If your mind control under mind control. But I guess brands cringe the goofy haircut after watching a YouTuber tip video long hair. I think if you try and get someone's long hair, or you do like a YouTuber's like tips or tricks or whatever, you might not have the same hair texture as them, and you might also not have the same hair density as they do. I have thick hair, but not a lot of it. Some people have really thin hair, but it's not like not but with a lot of it, and it would work similar, but it's a lot different. Did you JQ, did you went to college? I did. I did talk about this earlier in stream about my time in college slightly. Um, would you ever get a low taper? I used to have, a taper. Sammy's balding. Bald JQ when I don't think I would do that. I went to college, yeah. And have you seen that you got into a video for from some barber with 600K about wolf cuts for a second? What? No, I did not see that. That's insane. That's funny. I know too many people are sexualizing me. I'm being quite objectified right now. That's pretty insane. When you lose your hair was long, did you shed/lose hair in the shower? Yeah, you always shed hair. You always do that. Where's the fashion that just goes to school day 2 humiliation? That's an old one. Yeah, YouTube is my only job besides selling clothes, Patreon, and having my own small little clothing project thing, but yeah. I'll try and find it and send it, in IG if I can send it. It was quite unexpected. Yeah, dude, if you can or even at me on it, like, that'd be awesome. I'm curious to see what it is. What job would you do if you were not a streamer? I'm not a streamer. I'm just a YouTuber. This is my first stream on YouTube. What would I do? I'd probably be a nurse. I mean, that's what I was trying to do. I'm not entirely sure what else I would have done besides that, but nursing's hard. It's a very difficult job. My favorite thing to drink is coffee. I talked about my workout split earlier. I'm not gonna re-talk about it again. Bleach is really cool. I do really enjoy the Blood War arc right now. I do cook chicken. I do have an air fryer. I recommend getting air fryers are literally game changers. Mad fire. I have to say that. I did drop out of college, yeah. Full full black nurse. What's your opinion on JVN products? I've tried it. I don't like that they put fragrance in their bottles. Personally, I don't like any fragrance in my bottles of conditioner just because my scalp's quite sensitive. So later, Sodium Enjoyer. I really appreciate you stopping by and entertaining everyone. Real one's leaving. Sodium Enjoyer. Have you tried knitting? Nah. All right, everybody. I'm gonna stay here till like for 3 hours, so I have like another like 10 minutes. I'll stay here for 3 hours, but then I'm leaving, and then I will see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we could chat more. May I ask why you delete so many older videos? Um, just because I didn't really like them. That's why. I probably should have kept them up because then I could have gotten some ad revenue from it, but I just don't want to. Don't leave your fans. I wanna stress this enough. No one's my fan. I think everyone that watches me is just supporting a young man in his journey in creating fashion content of or hair content. I like to never think of anyone as my fan. I mean, I'm just a normal dude. You're a fan unless you're a fan. Like that's the only thing I'll say. If you act like a fan, you're a fan. But I think most of the time, if you treat me like a normal person, you just support what I do. That's it, and I appreciate it. What do you think about Commune? What are your thoughts on all emerging Asian designers? Commune was super cool. They had Black Merle, which is like a brand that I've always enjoyed looking at. Jordan Arthur Smith's also really sick. The other brands in there were also really cool. I really did like a lot of their stuff. I just wish I got to see it more often because I didn't really check out everything. But yeah, the big R. In a fashion group chat, I got told I was too young to spend lots on fashion, and that I should enjoy my childhood. But I think being young gives me more spending freedom because I don't have rent or bills. 14. You're 14? I mean, yeah, true, but I think you should be very wary with spending your money. I think you should save. You suck at tax evading. I'm gonna have to pay taxes at the end of the year. It's gonna suck. I sit on your IG and copy every fit. I know there's a few people that have done that, and I've seen it. It's flattering, but I hope that they find themselves within myself, if that's even possible. How do you feel about Heady? I don't care too much about it, about him at all. Yeah, no. Oh, you're gonna outgrow. That is such a true. Yeah, it's so true. Say I don't know how to pronounce that person's names, but Z has a great point. You will probably grow out of your clothes at 14. I am gonna grow my hair back out. Yes, you've worked too hard. I mean, if you're not, I think men stop growing at the age of 21. Like 18 is usually like your permanent height, but you might grow an inch or half an inch by 21. So, okay, I guess it's before you're 17, then it's something like that. I don't remember. Would you get a blacked out tattoo? Probably not. I mean, what's a blackout tattoo? Because I have a few tattoos. I mean, like I got this one here. I haven't shown anyone this, but I have this on my. That's like blacked, kind of a little bit. I don't know what's a blackout tattoo. I mean, I have the hand tattoo that's like black, but depends. A black, I probably would never do that. Usually, blackouts mean you made a mistake. This seems like it's technically 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now, and there's only 188 people, which to me feels like if we earlier there was like almost 300. I think there was like 290. There was almost 300 people in here. I'm curious if when I started, maybe that was a better time, but I don't know. Because it's different for every time zone, right? These are Yoji like pendants. So watching at 1:30 a.m. Get your sleep, man. My speaker, that's a transparent speaker. Don't recommend buying it. It's not worth it unless you have the money to. How do you feel? How do I know if I really enjoying enjoy something or if I just do it as a commodity. I think you'll know. I've been watching this since the start and just finished my final essay, thanks. I guess that's what people do, right? You just watch somebody. YouTube algorithm ain't it. Why not Twitch? I mean, I guess I could do Twitch, but I would like to have a good setup. I think YouTube's fun, right? Somewhat, because then like all like people that are subscribed to me will get to like at least come and watch. You know, it's made out of like a resin or plastic, but it doesn't travel as good as a, like a wood speaker would be, and it's 1,000. It's like $1,200, 1,200, which is really expensive. Can you make a more detailed video about proportions? I could. I could very much do that. At some point I will. I didn't buy that speaker, FYI. I got it gifted. So my glasses are Warby Parker. He has a 401k. He's pushing 30. Fashion essay videos? No. Guidi alternatives? Secondhand. Secondhand Guidis, trust me. I recommend it. Do you have a baby puppy? I have a Shiba, but he's back at home and he's not doing so well. Which I actually hope he'd be okay. More vlogs, by the way. Maybe you could also include some recommendations like movies or books. I mean, the vlogs are something I just put in at the end. I don't know. Vlogs aren't necessarily fun to watch. I don't think. I'm glad you're saving money. Those male slut glasses. Love the fruity hair blow. Dude, you got to, man. You get used to it when you have long hair. It's like second nature when it gets like close to your eyeball. 'Cause like it does that so annoying. Walker Vietnam, I will say that Walker Vietnam's leather quality is really so bad. It looks physically horrible. When you touch like when you look at Guides in the horse leather, it is so much better. Like I could never look at the Vietnam walkers and look at them and be like, this looks like good material because it's the material looks so stiff. I don't I'd like you could save your like I think Vietnam walkers are like $300 or like 250 or something. I've bought like my Guides for 340. I think JQ subbed to them on Insta. Who? Wait, who are you talking about? Project 44. Who am I subbed to? Solo handmade shoes? What? Have I been to Japan? No, I haven't. I've been wanting to. Solo handmade shoes. That sounds familiar. Let me see. Oh yeah, yeah. These guys are insane. Yeah, they're beautiful. They do. I think they do resoles on Guides. Oh, they actually make. Wait, what? I thought they were just resoling Guides. Cause yeah, they have the 780 eyes. Like, look at these. It's pretty sweet. It's like fake Guides. I think. Dude, these Guides are insane. Like, I don't know. Those look like Guides to me. They're fake Guides? Or they like they made them. I didn't know what these were. Like they're like just models that like are pretty sick. I thought they were just resoling. It's similar to walking with a friend in an environment most of us aren't heavily exposed to, where I stand on it. Yeah, but I feel like there's so many, like, New York like, vlog people that do it. Oh, I guess they do. What the hell? I'm, like, on their website for the first time. I guess they do just make fakes. I mean, they look crazy good, but I'm assuming there's no greedy, they're not, like, trying to advertise them as Guides, they're just yeah, they make them. That's so insane, what? Okay, someone said ow. What gives you an authority as a fashion person? Why are we seeking your opinion on fashion? Thanks. Uh, there's some psychology to that. I think anyone that is relatively confident with their opinion or sounds confident or sounds like they know what they're talking about, I think people tend to gravitate towards those people. And those people tend like that's what makes a great what do you call it? That's what makes a great cult leader, if you don't know that. I'm a size 11, size 44. Trading lately. I think I'm a 44. Because you're a cute long-haired boy. Oh my gosh. What are some fashion communities slash subreddit, etc. Would you recommend some inspiration scope can be narrowed in style, if that makes an easier answer? I'm not really entirely sure because I don't even use like Reddit at all. Message redacted. Stop listening to fashion info. I agree. Stop listening to me. Yes, watch the second arc. I recommend it. All right, guys. It's been 3 hours. I'm gonna end the stream now. I will see you guys at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. If you have any other questions, I will answer them there. But I appreciate everyone showing up. I don't know how this live thing works, but we'll continue. We'll continue 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sorry that no one got to see the rest of it. If you just joined, I just saw someone say they just joined. I'm sorry, but I've been doing this for 3 hours, which is a long time. So I'll talk to you guys later at some point, and I'll be in stream again. So see you guys later.